Okay, here we are in the basement one more time. Obugalo.
Yeah.
How do I start this? When the hip hop committee first sat, right? Bagabana ebitundu. Bagabana Kampala, they divided Kampala up in 7 equal parts. And someone took up Ntinda. He's called the Lord Mayor of Ntinda, the overlord, the overlord of Ntinda. There's nobody who embodies the spirit of Ntinda like this gentleman. But in hip hop, he's more of a godfather. He has seen rap groups come together. He has watched them take it apart. He has seen producers come. He has seen producers go. He has blessed some of us with some of the illest beats that Uganda has ever seen. And he coined the term East African Party. Before there was a hit, a club banger in hip hop, this gentleman that I'm about to introduce right now, ye yachitandikawo. Before rappers were rapping in Luganda and English, this gentleman, yachitandikawo. When it comes to Ntinda slang, he originated it. A father, a producer, a supreme lyricist. Ladies and gentlemen, we have Mr. GMC himself, Lyrical G in the building.
Yeah. What's up?
Yes. How are you doing, my G?
I'm straight, man. Church gonna muscle.
Tewali kyamaanyi kubanga intro nalabye nga Wikipedia page mpanvu nnyo ne ngamba ebisigadde kyeka tugenda byogerako waneno.
In the pod, eh?
Welcome to the basement.
Thank you. It's always good to connect and link up, especially with things concerning hip hop.
Oh, most definitely, man. I think we are in a very good space right now.
Most definitely.
The conversations twas having iranga ku container. The sitting room,
the basement,
the original basement. Sometimes at the deep. Sometimes, what was that other bala eyalinga in Tinda after the petrol station?
Sport After.
Yeah. Shout outs to the old school people. Old school. I can't imagine we were the kids at Sport After. How old are you? But now we're here, I remember all those moments, and we're going to go down memory lane. Right now, I think the question I need to begin with you is, when I hear stories of rappers starting out or falling in love with hip-hop, they mention coming to your place, Minister's Village. But rappers, this is where rappers used to go and listen to hip-hop music. And you just come to somebody's place to hang out, but you're hanging out while bumping hip-hop music. They talk about how you used to have a collection of tapes.
Everyone says that.
Everybody says that.
Small box of cassette tapes.
Cassette collection tapes. Yes. So, and they talk about you introducing people to NWA, introducing people to No Limit Soldiers, introducing people to
No Limit Soldiers.
Guy Wangeba, BG, Bonabaliao. So, paint for us a picture, right? How did this sport become the gathering spot of rappers, a place to gain inspiration and a meeting spot for all these animals? I mean, and a well of watering for all these animals.
For individuals to come in and tap in. Okay. As a high school kid, I had this thing, like I grew up in a house winding up music. Every time there were so many cassette tapes. I always tell this story. My late mom and my dad, babiranga nebu cassettes of pop.
Pop, Madonna.
R&B, pop, like, the 80s, 70s. I've listened to all this stuff.
Madonna over Paul Abdul.
The Paul Abduls came much later. The Madonnas also came a little later on. You have individuals like the Chaka Khans and them back then, the 70s, 80s, Anita Baker, Aretha Franklin. So these cassette tapes, my mom and dad, I'm sitting room, and they'll tell you, G.N.L tape called Cool and the Gang. So you have to go and look through the whole collection and then say Cool and the Gang. And pick it out and take it to them. When they listen to the tape and play side B, and it's done. G.N.L Rod Stewart. So you have to go and look through Rod Stewart.
Collection. And now I'm seeing the inspiration.
My parents really. They love music. To tell you, that's cute. Collection LPs.
That's special because I'm talking about these songs. So if a person to really know,
you need to have the entire album. Exactly, the entire album. How are you going to? One song is not enough. G.N.L Maywood, so you have to go and you pinpoint Maywood out. G.N.L tape your ABBA, so you'd go and see so many ABBA tapes. Later ABBA, they call Mamma Mia. So you Mamma Mia.
Here we go again. Story. In our household, I believe our household has a lot of fun. I won't share so many stories except this one. My household young, this is a little bit embarrassing, but it's funny.
Okay.
Omuntu waberanga ina echidukano diarrhea. So you said Mamma Mia, then my mind immediately went there because omuntu waberanga diarrhea, we household fully of. What does the chorus say? Mamma Mia,
Mamma Mia,
here we go again. But in my household, we substitute the Mamma Mia with diarrhea.
That's how you guys are. That's how you
here we go again. Yeah.
So like Ngambia cassettes, you just go and identify one and take it to them.
Yes.
Then we also had like a set of vinyls.
You were planned kid. Vinyl?
No, vinyl is my dad.
I don't
even know how my dad. I just grew up. I was sent to go. I didn't like it. But prior to that, anyway, my dad would tell Bob Marley. So you have to go and identify the LPs or the vinyl out of all of them. Of an album, Bob Marley, the particular one they wanted. So going back to your question, me growing up in a culture and under a house, more music and and people that love music.
Yes.
From a very very young age, I was exposed to pop, soul.
I can see how versatile it is because you're mentioning Bob Marley, ABBA, Atem, Chaka Khan,
Rod Stewart and them, Maywood, but I've listened to all sorts of.
So who of your parents was the more musical of the two?
The more musical one was my mom.
Your mom,
I think I get my musical side from moms.
Cassette,
no, you know why I remember it was my mom. The cassette tapes had her handwriting, the ones that were not original.
Yes.
That was her handwriting. I can never forget my mom's handwriting. So, she's the one that labeled the cassette tapes in case, we say, we just come on to, and that's the culture that we grew up with. Cassette
sharing music.
You remember you came and picked a cassette tape. You wanted Nazi Umatic. You saw my handwriting on the side. The title. I can't quite remember. Cassette Zabulanga. You pass them you go through so many hands. Chances that you come along at a shell.
Yes.
Shell na yaka popularity.
Yes.
By cassette tape. Over nejanga nga
graduate. Tofunanga yo guy nga ya dubbinga tape yo na atika kechidandali.
Twavangawo navo bali banji naye twavaawo whatsoever my friends we look back and have a laugh. I grew up in a culture of music, so I collected. Now the basement which is forget the basement Jetuliko cut because this is the basement
because that was the original basement.
The original basement which I'm sure you also came to, you remember.
Yes.
My peers used to come through because they had one guy or Lee but we had no album I used to buy cassette tapes from music.
But
land, blah, 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 Context Sounds. Then
tell the people where Context Sound was
Context
located.
Sounds, Yalim Container Village down just after the park, right after the park. They call it the Container Village.
Yes.
Context Sounds was just a business. Etunda music, Container Village.
And I think most people who got their music by then, music yalinga ku tapes. This is for the people about. But music used to be on tapes before it was on CDs before it was in MP3 and before you could airdrop it was on tapes before. So context sound, I remember abantu abagulanga their first tapes, zalinganga labeled context. So whoever owned this sport is responsible for educating or facilitating so many people's musical knowledge or enjoyment mu Kampala.
Yeah. There's this guy Sechi. He wasn't exactly the owner.
Yeah.
The owner, the guy smiling at you. I don't quite remember. He's never a Julius.
That's what I'm in a context sound, you know,
smiling, but Sechi.
Yes.
Nesema, but ne Dupree. Yes. Context sound, and we'd buy these cassette tapes from them. I think back then, an album, Yalinga 2000. You get your cassette tape, 60 minutes, TDK or whatever, Sony or Sharp or whatever. So we collected those, and people would come and borrow them.
Yeah. Yes.
That's how the spirit and the whole thing about the basement.
So
and people
who was the most requested
rap at that time?
You personally, what acts did you listen to the most?
I'll tell you one thing. Before, besides Context Sound, there were also some friends of ours above Vangebweru. They'll come back with an original tape or a CD. I'll tell you one thing. EPMD.
No way.
Eric Salmon and the Paris Smith.
Yes.
EPMD. Wow. Guy yampaka cassette tape. Yasoka nandaga the CD.
Which album
business
is that?
Never passed on.
Business never passed on.
Dark, bamba the hoodies, and I was like, this is it.
Yes.
They didn't call it a copy.
Yeah.
That's one of the. It got passed around so many times.
Yes.
Then the NWA cassette tapes, Ice Cube. Dr. Dre, even the solo stuff after they broke off.
Okay.
Then Dr. Dre's Chronic.
Okay.
Those are some of the most monumental gondis and Nawulida for me to actually get into rap.
So NWA and then EPMD. You mentioned something one, I don't know.
Yeah.
Then hip hop Uganda nkulaba more EPMD actually. Now that you mention it,
now if I tell you
that you mention it, I really see an Eric Salmon.
That is exactly.
Yes.
My beats production
style is all influenced the style.
By Eric Salmon.
Yes.
And then the style, I have this thing where you say I. Eric Salmon will tell you my style's diggable. So I'm fat like that. I got major clothes and a stock like that. I is the main thing. So me growing up and listening to EPMD was one of the inspirations. For my style.
Now I really see.
Redman, Keith Murray.
I think you really have to see. You really have to see who someone listened to,
exactly,
to kind of like get their creative and motivation, inspiration.
I love Eric Salmon, my God. Everything he touched, every beat I listened to that Eric Salmon did, my God.
Contacts are green.
The Green-Eyed Bandit.
The Green-Eyed Bandit.
If I ever met that guy, I don't know, man. I'll just pay homage.
The Green-Eyed Bandit.
For the inspiration.
Yeah.
And the stuff that he has done, the styles and the people he has produced for. Eric Salmon has produced for so many people.
Yeah,
a lot of people don't even know. I'll tell you, besides Redman. Besides he brought Redman and Keith Murray when he broke up with Paris Smith. He formed the Def Squad. The hit squad was Das Effects and PMD.
And Das Effects
Das Effects, they used to call them the hit squad. It was Eric Salmon, Paris Smith, Keith Murray, Redman, Das Effects, and K Solo. And Hurricane G.
Okay.
Hurricane G, his like baby moms. Yeah. So when they broke up, on Nagin and Keith and Red, then Parish Nagin and Das Effects.
But the people who went with with
Parish, they didn't really sell because Eric Salmon yali on demand. Def Jam is a big label.
And also the quality of the production.
Akuba beats.
Yes.
I'll tell you one thing about Eric Salmon. There's I think I should be saying this much later, but I'll let people know before we get into much later.
Yeah.
Because Eric Salmon was one of the biggest duos, him and Paris Smith as EPMD.
Yeah.
Eric Salmon's next album is titled Dynamic Duos. Dynamic Duos is a collection of every top duo in hip hop produced by Eric Salmon.
No way.
The album is produced by Eric Salmon. He raps on only
he raps
on 2 songs, and both of them have EPMD, and then one with the Def Squad.
So Mulimo, Rakim, and Eric B, or that's a different generation.
Listen, and that's where they came. They came out together. EPMD came out in '86, and that's the time.
I know. Those are 2 different generations.
No. EPMD. Eric will tell you.
Yeah.
Eric had beef with Rakim.
You know
why?
How can you go against?
Do you know why? No, they were equal. They were youngsters when they came out. They're from Long Island. The beef was mostly microphone related.
Yes,
who was more skilled than the
other. It was never personal.
But because Rakim on the other, Rakim Yavasinga age in that he invented a style
of writing
and rapping that many that would later inspire other MCs to think there will be no Jay-Z's, there will be no so on. So there were so many rappers, there will be no Nas in them if it weren't for Rakim. He mastered that delivery of the way he plays about with words.
No, even
the clever punchlines.
Even and I read his book and I saw much Cha Rakim. Yeah, don't sweat the technique. Sweat the technique. Don't sweat na sweat the technique.
True.
And somebody said Rakim is the only MC who can whoop you on the street, take you to space. He
embodied everything. He embodied everything. He embodied the scientific style.
Yeah.
The metaphysical one.
Yes.
Then the laid back one. You had he's inspired. Everyone has a bit of Rakim in there.
Yeah, and the name is Ra with an H. Ra meaning God. In Egypt, by Egyptians, but God by Tanga Ra.
So anyway, back to the dynamic duos.
Yes.
You're going to listen to this album when it comes out. It's coming out sometime in 2025.
Oh, it's not yet out?
No. There's just a few singles. I've had the single with Salt and Pepper.
Yeah. Oh, that's amazing.
Dope, man. It was dope.
Ooh, Salt and Pepper was crazy.
There's one with Snoop.
Yeah.
And he paired Snoop with who? Snoop and the Gang?
Does?
No. He paired
Snoop and but not Does.
Does and Corrupt have theirs. Because the Dog Pound is two individuals.
Okay.
He has one with Prodigy and Havoc as Mob Deep. He has one with
Aina unreleased verses of Prodigy.
Listen, he has this album. He started recording it many years ago prior to so many people's deaths. He already had tons of G working on.
Yes.
I think it's been like 5 years in the making.
Yes.
He says that he lost his mom and then he also had a drug problem, so he couldn't continue with music. But now he's back. He has one.
So before we go further, I would like to, from what I noticed, right, from all these stories, because would put the two games. So many people who are not as deep mo hip hop. They don't know that these conversations. These are the
conversations we had back then.
Ronaldo and Messi. First, this is very simple. But from how I look at it, right, looking at LG, Lyrical G. Most people call you LG, which is Lyrical G. I think in the world, when God designed the world, right? The way, sorry, I'm having a cold. I apologize in advance. But when God designed the world, I think in order for him to distribute knowledge evenly, you take portals. And portals which are not like physical. But portals is telling you, it's a vessel. So I believe you were assigned LG is going to be a portal
and link individuals
to link individuals up, here and inspire MCs.
So many MCs have gone through me. So many people have met each other.
So many people don't know that.
Back at my dad's house, we used to meet. So many people got to know each other. Like even knew. Somebody brought you to me.
Yes.
Then you found somebody else at my house,
and
then you met that person.
Who was that?
When did we first meet? Imperial. Was it? Or was it
before
Imperial?
No way. No. I think I met you before Imperial.
GK?
Could have been GK.
When you do your first singles and stuff at GK,
could have been
when I was
GK.
recording the second. But
shout out to GK, man.
We did the Mother Africa project, but we had met prior to that.
We had met before
at Deviate, through Deviate. We linked up together on the Mother Africa project.
So actually, how I remember how we met, you might correct me.
Okay.
But I remember Naline girlfriend wange, but I had a girlfriend back then.
At that time.
But by then, twalinganga twegulira bugulizi soda, and then we look into each other's eyes. By then it was Mateos up there, a restaurant. So we just buy a soda and look into each other's eyes, and time would pass. And if we had money, I would take her to Cineplex.
Movies. Wilson Street.
Yeah, Wilson. Wagulunga waliwo movies wansinga waliyo
the bar.
The bar,
the cinema was on top, and then the one go down and
deviate. So I remember, I think I saw you perform.
I think so.
I saw you perform. Yali, it's the L Y R I C A L G with the Super Supreme Lyrical Rap Steez for real.
To the G, the
Roasties. So I watched that. I watched you perform, and I was like, "This guy is bad." And the crowd was responding. Energy.
Yeah, they love that track. I just released this Africa Party.
Yes.
Rosties, and the people.
So which year was this? Which year was this for releasing Rosties?
This Africa Party is my first single.
Yeah.
My first solo single after I left Bataka. July 2003. Then I started working on the album. I lost my mom my mom passed on in September, so it's give or take 2 months after I released my first single.
So does that make sense that you're performing 2003? Could deviate or deviate?
Could deviate? No, we're attending Kida.
Yes.
Steve saw me in 2002. He sent Vampino.
Hey, so Steve.
Yeah, I was on stage with Bataka.
Steve G.N.L discovered you.
Let's just say Steve noticed me and gave me my first big break. He's the one that identified me. He could have easily called somebody else.
So many people don't know that.
I'm sure they do, because I keep telling people Steve saw me. Even on my new album,
I know.
I mentioned something about Steve. Right?
I'm telling you, Jay-Z says, do these niggas listen to music, or do they just skim through it? Trust me, so many people been able to you get a Steve. What do they think? How do they
think I just blew up now somewhere? You need the connection, the channel.
Trust me. The reason why these stories need to be told, why we have so many of these conversations already. But for so many of your fans, who are listening to this, so many of your OBs, so many people out there interested in the Lyrical G story.
Sure.
Maybe newspapers, Jezri, or cause there's countless interviews.
Blah, all those things.
Yeah, but the information has never really been gathered on, I think, a hip hop platform.
On a hip hop platform, maybe not deeply,
Yes.
Maybe it was just on the surface.
Oh yeah, on the surface.
Like deeply going into it.
Yes.
That's why one of the reasons why you invited me here, so I can let some of
we can
the people
have
that know me and don't know me very well, come
to
terms with who I really am. Because a lot of people, I'm a mystery to so many people. People will be like, when they hear, no, Lyrical G is a legend. Like, how is that so? They think I'm a 20-year-old. When then another person will tell you, you don't know this guy. You never heard about this guy. I tell you in the videos, man. You said I was a godfather. I'm an old chap, man.
There was a guy used to tell. There was a guy used to say, man, Lyrical G is so funny. And other people about bagamba. That guy is ever quiet. How can he be funny?
Exactly. There's two sides to me.
There are two sides to you.
When I'm Lyrical G, I am the rapper. I'm the one that will talk music, blah, blah, blah.
Yes.
When I am Jeff, I am the one that discusses sports,
Yes.
And then cracks all these jokes. And
yes.
But that's Lyrical G. I'll be talking rap. Like, everything will be about rap.
Chintu yani.
Chintu is my dad's name. So just to remind individuals,
yes.
It's in Muganda. That's why we're having this conversation.
Muluganda.
Yes. To remind people. Because a lot of people think, I've been there before, but I was born here and I grew up here.
When I first came out, people were like, that guy is from Canada, but I can't dance like me.
Yeah. So people get confused about who you really are. But
and LG, you were planned kid.
Not at all. Not at all.
I'm first listen.
I was born in 78. There was no planning in 78, man. There was too much war when I was born.
Let me first put this argument
forward.
There
was too much war going on when I was born.
The house that LG is talking about, Moyakulira, it's in Minister's Village.
We just moved there.
Not the
Ginger. I was born in Ginger Hospital. Yeah, my dad used to work in Night Hill. My mom used to work in Bank of Uganda.
Now, this
so
is the
when
story.
My dad got the job in Bank of Uganda and was transferred, that's how we moved to Clark. So otherwise, I would still be in Ginger. You think? It's just a matter. You just keep moving.
So your dad started moving on up like George and Wheezy.
Moving on. My dad, the virtual terror.
Moving on. Hey, at your Ginger not dying.
Your virtual terror. We are senior 6 na technical because my dad is an engineer. We are this technical stuff. Ya Kampala call him Night Hill as an engineer.
Yes.
Then he was transferred. He got a job in Bank of Uganda, and he had to move to Kampala. That's the reason why we left things. Otherwise, I would have still been in Ginger, give or take.
Bro, that's moving up. That's the definition of moving up.
No, but still, I'm not planned, man. I was born while guns were blasting.
And I know rappers, man. Rappers, I know you.
How do you mean?
Rappers want to talk about hard knock life.
No. I wasn't born on the streets. The streets just called me to them, but I wasn't born in the streets. I went to school and finished my studies, and when I graduated, I was a good boy. Yes. I never got suspended in my whole time as a student in school. I was never in trouble. I was a class prefect from senior 1 to senior 4. And then I went to senior 5. I did my senior 5 and senior 6. I went to Nkumba University. So what I'm telling you is I went through the proper channels.
Yes.
Tell me anything about back planning. Otherwise, I don't have no silver spoon. I don't have no money.
No, I'm not saying. And don't get me wrong. Don't get me wrong. I'm not saying planned kid as in you have a silver spoon. That's a whole different scenario. But I'm saying, but I'm saying But what about kid? You didn't have sneakers as a kid.
Snakes.
Hey.
No, naina yobu disco. Disco.
Naina
disco in 1984. I was about 6 years old. That's the time I moved to Ntinda.
Did you have a Dino bag?
No.
You had Maradona. Did you have a Maradona sneaker?
Zico.
I think that was the Air Force One of that time. Air Force One.
Ziko ngaziva mukunkumula.
Did you ever wear Daloni?
Yeah, I think we've all won. I think the rubber shoes, we've won them. Plastic rubbers, is it rubber? My dad yagendanga nyo in Mombasa.
Yeah.
So ngakoma ono bugatongo wamba.
Planned kid.
Yali musubuzi. Yali musubuzi
ngari Uganda Airlines not trading.
Yali musubuzi na amagezi gaga kagali
manji.
Yali just for amagezi manji.
Man, I've had the pleasure of meeting. Have I met your dad? I think I've met him once.
I think you met my dad.
I met your dad, and I was so surprised nti afanana nnyo Pinky, your sister.
I think Pinky amfanana maso, like, Pinky is my little sister, maso manene like my dad. Now, if you should look at me and look at my dad, you just tell
resemblance. You're all your father's children. You can just tell from looking at you and looking at your mom's pictures, right?
Yeah.
In the story, so you're born in Jinja. Are you born in Jinja Hospital?
I was born in Jinja Hospital. I used to live on Main Street.
So, but in Jinja Hospital, that's when we can know your real age. Born in 1941.
1941.
Guy wango vampire.
My dad was even born in the
40s.
No, but anyway, people get confused with that. But that's why I was telling you, to some people, I'm a mystery. They don't understand.
Yeah.
When people tell them, "Well, guy, you're this and this and this," they're like, "How is that possible?"
So I can bet you, bro.
There's so many people who tell you
I can bet you in this hip hop industry, right? Yeah. Because you rap in English. Yeah. So many people don't know that you're one of the founder members of Bataka Squad. Did you know that, cameraman? Did you know that? Did you know that? Okay, he knew. Did you know that? He's a fan of hip hop music, but he didn't know that.
I did not know.
Like these things.
I just mentioned, so Steve noticed me while I was performing with Bataka.
Yes.
In 2002.
Yes.
We're on stage. Try to cause 2 songs. But that's like 99, and those are just singles.
So run us through this history of
how I got into the music after being at the basement and then blowing up or whatever.
Actually, okay. But now I want you to first run. If I'm making this movie, if I'm making a Lyrical G movie, right? Mbera njagala ntandike ne short nga muzeyi yakava Nairobi. Okitegeera. Avudde ba Mombasa ava ku tradinga. Ayingiddewo. But he doesn't want to miss the birth of his first child. Of course, it's fictional. I don't even know if this is how it happened. You correct me for plot where I get it wrong. Of course. So ajja n'ayanguwa abasajja n'atuuka ku hospital ajja ayita ali ku nziga naye genda ayagala faase n'agenda n'atuuka ku hospital ne bamulaga ne bamugamba linnya eyo n'adduka amaddala n'ayanguwa tukubye aerial shot omusajja ajja adduka n'atuuka wali eri nga mama ali kumpi kupushinga bwat, right? Then this is how you're born, no kaba. Nengo kaba mu hip hop. So correct me, is this how it happened?
I'll tell you one thing.
Yeah.
My dad, when you get to club, my dad.
Yeah.
I like to sit with him.
Yeah.
Ambulia stories. That has kumbulida.
When you were a kid.
When we were growing up, maybe I wasn't ready for those stories. So every now and then I ask him what it was like growing up. Yanyumiza one thing. I think it was last Christmas we were together. yangamba gwe bakuzala gwe twadduka. They were bombing. Why were Bajinja?
Oh, shit.
The war had come in. Bamugoba thing. Remember, I was born in March of 78, and then Amin was driven out in 79. So during that war, when the Tanzania were abakombozi agamba mami wo yakwata sister wo goddako nze nenkwata gwe ne tudduka mu corridor nga bomu zikuba na simanyi amasasi gakuba twepweka mu corridor. Sister wonga akaaba nnyo ngamba mami wo siriso omwana mukwata kumumba. I was quiet as a good. Amasasi gavuga naye nze ndyawo ninga atamanyi kigenda mu maaso. But my sister was crying. I think because being a girl, maybe which
sister is this? Your big
Rachel,
sister?
My sister Rachel.
Yes.
She's the one I follow.
Yeah.
So anyway, so Yambulia story, and I try to relate. Nengamba, this is the time they're driving Idi Amin out of this thing.
Yeah.
Kasuke kusesegwe guy. Wakala a president from Uganda.
Only one. Several.
Do you know how many presidents have been through the regime? So
okay, you've seen Amin. Okay,
let's say I've seen Idi Amin.
Yes.
Then Anibwe Basako
Obote came back. Paul Muwanga.
Obote yaliwo before. Then Amin Namugamba takomawo.
Blule or Binaisa?
Binaisa ne Lule. Those are three.
Oh,
Paulo Muwanga.
Obote
2.
What?
Tito Lutwa.
Tito. Then Sevo. You've seen 7 presidents?
Yeah, I've seen 7 presidents.
Onoga is a mutadi. On
my program, you wait a kid is over Ghana. You either believe it or not.
What? No, but that's true. That's true. If you're born in 78.
I was born on 8th March 1978.
If you're born in 78, that means you've seen 7 Ugandan presidents. Fetwaka Nzenakalba President Togo.
Only
Several. Kati imagine to say this age.
Man.
President for life.
Yeah.
So
crazy. Anyway, that's the thing.
Yeah.
But my life as a kid.
So your movie is actually very interesting. Kubange tandikira mu lutalo. Gundi guy wange. Sound effects ne gundi. Ne bomu ezalika. Take
fireworks. There are no fireworks.
They were stunt men now.
Blasting.
But if I recall correctly, he was telling you that story. So that means Wali already born. But you don't know the story of how you were actually born.
No.
Okay.
This God willing, if I see him this Christmas.
What happened the night?
Because he told me I was born in the night.
Yes.
In the night.
How much
So now you imagine, I was born on Women's Day. So our cousin we bali bakumbuka presidential parade. Nze nali mukubanga ntombonja mamzo. I was born in the night.
Yes.
Yeah, that's the only thing I know about my birth. At this time. Maybe that's a story for another day.
These rappers are going to begin this thing. You Lyrical G were even born on Women's Day.
It doesn't matter, man.
Bro, but it's really, really special. Maybe you being born on Women's Day is just testament to. If I found a guy, right? But I only have one song for my mom. But ever since I've known you, I think on every album you have a dedication.
I have a tribute to my late mom. Because like mom. I told you, my late mom died.
Yeah.
My late mom, Yawuli, East Africa party. Now, you know what?
Yaliwa by then.
Nakoma okuva UK for my little brother's wedding.
Yeah.
Nakoma omu March of 2003.
Yes.
By July 2003, I had already recorded East Africa party. Steve G.N.L CD. Nampa nemitwale vidi nangamba genda msilk obesho. It was a Tuesday.
The song was bad.
Genda obesho. Because he had played it there and to read it for not to kill his. So going back home, I had this disc man Nakoma Onayo from the UK.
Yeah.
I played this track for my mom. I take a headsets.
Yes.
My mom listens to a song Alugwayo. Now when I come out of the UK,
yes.
Namua CDM, Namgamba this guy called Craig David. Yaka full album here, Born to Do It.
Yes.
So she listened to East Africa party, and you know what she told me? This song sounds like Craig David's song. Because which one? On Friday.
Yes.
Time to party. Yes. And I was like, no, I didn't think of it that way. I didn't think of it that way when I was writing. Well, come to the East African party. I think the one that made party.
Yes.
Yes. So my mom died 2 weeks after that, unfortunately. 2 or 3 weeks after that.
Yeah.
She did not see me. She did not live to see me blow up.
Because
then I blew up in January of 2004 after
Yeah.
Bruce Baby played my stuff with East Africa Radio, and
Yes.
they played the whole album almost. The guy was scared. So when my mom passes on, my thing was I'd written a song for her for the album, Soca. When she passed on, I had to change the lyrics because I was praising her while she was alive in the song I had written for her. Then she passes on before I recorded. So I had to change the lyrics
this is a very
to
touching,
pay tribute. Paying tribute to her in a sad way.
Yes,
I've been thinking about you all night long. I've been lonely since you've been gone. Before it was supposed to be a celebration of her life, but this time it was so sad because I was like, what am I going to do? Who have you left me with in this earth? So if you say I write a song for my mom on every album, it makes sense because who else would I think? When Natolo Kange Waka, Ogendo Kuba rap.
Yes.
My mom yampanga that money. My dad did not know. My dad did not know that I rapped.
Yes.
Yali amanyi njagala nnyo music. Naye nga suspecting ngenda mu disco ezemisana. I used to go to the disco to rap in the daytime.
And that's where I first saw you against the disco.
Kati ekiro nalina okugenda mu siro kubanga ekiro kyali kikambwe. Now abanene baaliyo and I had to be there. For you to blow up, you have to be there to rap in the night.
So who are the banene by this time?
The banene is the other genres. I'm not actually saying.
I know.
Hip hop. Most of us were just rapping over beats.
Give us context to Tegere.
Who was there?
Who was the monene by then?
I'll tell you one thing. The majority of individuals were with at these spots, DV8, Sabrina's, blah blah blah. At that point, abasinga tebayina nyimba zabwe. Did you know that? The majority of them,
were just miming.
I'm talking about Juliana. I'm talking about Ken Wanda. I'm talking about Chizo. I'm talking about all these other... Because the ones that...
Chizo na ye wadanyo bwatyo.
Chizo, you're 2 classes ahead of me in school.
Chizo, you also don't age Chizo.
Chizo Takadua, by the way. She's the one you should be throwing shots at, not me.
Chizo, man. Chizo, you don't age also.
So anyway, like I was saying.
So Juliana was singing what? Mariah Carey over
Whitney Houston so covers.
Yes.
Bataka tried to call her whoever was on point at that time, whoever was on top. We did Outcast stuff. We did actually the Degundi Riandaba. Try to mazo kuyimba Miss Jackson. We had the instrumentals on stage. That's when he told Vampino. That guy. Stage.
Yes.
So Vampino waits for us to get off the stage. Because we used to hang out with Ben on Vampus and Michael Ross and them.
It's funny how things work out because Vampus is Saba's brother.
Exactly.
Who became your
Bataka member.
You
live very, very close to Steve.
Saba you close to Steve.
No, Vampus.
Vampus was so close to Steve.
Vampino and they're just bali mu studio nga bakola nsazeo.
Yes.
So he was closer to Steve.
So a lot of music actually, from how I'm looking at it, Bulijondo was until this incident really so far apart.
No.
It's like Steve G.N.'s impact mu Uganda's music industry. Nti bwe yakomawo yakyuse ebintu bingi.
I'm speaking from our time, our campaign, our generation.
Yeah.
With Waflum, I came out with Benon and Vampus.
Yes.
I came out with Michael Ross.
Yes.
I came out with Maurice Kiria.
Michael who?
I came out with Mr. Mosh.
Yes.
I came out with Nubian Queen Dorothy.
Yes.
I came out, Jenkins, they're coming out a bit before us because Namusanga ku studio when again the local recording.
Yes.
Jenkins Mukasa na yali akadda from the UK, and he was also at the studio at Steve's.
Yes.
So this is before who.
I always thought you came out before Benon and Vampus.
No.
At the same time.
If anything, Nsazeo came out before East Africa Party. Like a month or two. Not while in the studio at that time, and each one of us was working on a single. When Steve noticed you, Ngalabo Sobola, yakuitanga ku everyone's studio.
Oh man, shout outs to Steve.
Shout out to Steve G.N.L.
Where was the studio by then?
The studio was at everyone ku Acacia. I can never forget. I owe you everything that everything that I am, or everything that I am musically.
Yes,
is Steve G.N.L. because he noticed me and asked somebody to go call this guy. And he was out there in his GT.
Yes.
I went outside. Steve G.N.L. You take down this number, I will be in touch.
Yes.
He gave me his number and drove off.
Wow.
I never heard from
This is some real Hollywood shit. So Steve G.N. was pulling off some Hollywood moves out here.
This is 2002.
Yes.
I never heard from Steve
until
6 months later. Steve G.N. calls me. And look at the number and I see Steve G.N. I'm like, oh, Steve, what's that? You remember I told you I would call you. I told you I'd be in touch. Yes, sir. I'm so cool. What's up? Where are you now? I'm at home. I need you to come to everyone's studios at on Acacia Avenue as soon as possible.
Okay, show us the real spot because I was thinking Tulaba Acacia. I didn't even know there was a studio there.
Okay, olaba.
Mu Casablanca mwe mwali omuziki.
No, olaba Casa. Casa obato natuka Casablanca. Everyone was just befunga wakachama ku Cafe Javas ogenda towards Acacia Watch or you say ku mall, what's that mall? Acacia Mall or you say ogenda. It's a few meters. About 2 minutes from the town. Nainga tunatuka eri Casablanca, it's on the right. Waliwe bibala kati, waliwe chechibala bachita
I haven't been on that lane for so long now.
Catwalk. Yeah, is it on the right? Yeah, as you're headed towards, that's where the catwalk is. What was a series of companies and businesses on that thing? So everyone was one of those things.
So this is where I always thought that your rap career go meeting a Steve ntimwa meeting on the industrial area. So it was Acacia.
It was an Acacia. Could deviate. So my first song,
yes.
Bataka.
Yes.
Atoba negundi nesesetula. Those ones in 99. That's I was in uni. I was just name second year and kumpi graduating. But my songs as myself, my East Africa Party, my Steve G.N.
So the first album, is it called East Africa Party or is
It's called Live from East Africa.
Live from East Africa.
Live from East Africa, yeah.
So I remember, you'll jog my memory. Now, when I first went for, I think the first Palm Awards I ever went for, you were nominated, right? Is that the one you won?
Listen, the first year.
Obsessions.
No, listen, the first year Palm Awards was 2003.
Yes.
That year, my song East Africa Party had just dropped.
Yes.
They overlooked us because that was the first of its kind.
The
first one, the premium one.
Yeah.
So in our category, hip hop by Inamu Steve G.N. because he had produced our hip hop songs.
Yes.
By Inamu Clear Cut.
Yes.
By Inamu Firebase Crew.
Firebase in hip hop.
By Inamu Firebase Crew, and then I can't quite remember who the fourth one they were, but they overlooked me. And yet I had the biggest hip hop song at that particular point.
Butcher man,
Firebase.
Firebase.
Because they were gangsters. Hip hop. Nominating us. That Steve G.N. won the one best hip hop single.
Which one was that?
Fever
should have been R&B.
They put him in a thingy. Then Clear Cut won best hip hop artist.
Okay, that makes sense.
Yeah, then 2004.
Yeah.
The second edition. That's when my album had dropped and now people were aware about who I really was.
Yes.
That's when I was nominated with Obsession.
I went for the second one, Obsession.
With Obsession.
Then
I took Obsession, both of them. And yet I had like the biggest album that year, the biggest single and everything. So it was only the following year with Twakolas in Mother Africa where we were able to win.
Was that the one which was in Munyonyo?
Yeah, everyone was disgruntled.
Was that the one in Munyonyo?
Yeah. That's okay, Bizarre Munyonyo.
Fetwave Munyonyo paka Kampala
Kachichayo. We remember we won for Mother Africa, Twali and Olugogo.
That was my first award I won. So it means you won your first award with me?
Yeah.
That's crazy.
We won the same song. We won for Mother Africa, then I won Best Hip Hop Artist.
Do you know that was my very first verse to be recorded?
I remember the majority of you guys were trying to
Obanga kumuntu nga verse ye yasoka ye denominated ate ne win.
It was dope, man. It was dope. That album was very amazing. Powerful. That album, everyone yali kugondi.
Yes.
All these kids are most of them it was their first time. Kadlitho yali ayimbawa. Litho, I gave him his name when we were recording the album. Why? He was on a song.
You gave Litho his name?
I gave him his name. He will tell you that. You listen to his new single. He even mentions it on his new single. I feature on the new single.
That's crazy.
But he will tell you.
That's crazy,
He'll tell you because Litho Yadja, we were recording. Remember, they asked me to choose. Remember, I was on the face of the album. We were in the studio. The headsets.
Yes.
So they asked me, being a senior, Londa Kogo Gendo Kola na ye.
Yes.
So they were splitting between which people are going
artists,
to feature on
yes.
which songs, because
Yes.
we're going to record 12 to 14 songs.
Yes.
The Mother Africa is where we all featured.
Yes.
But remember, we're also on other songs.
Yes,
so
I
I
remember
chose
that.
Lethal.
Yeah.
I chose G.N.L.
Yes, Nicky
I
Nola.
chose MSB.
Yes.
And then I chose Cute Kaye.
Cute Kai killed the
So we
chorus
did
and
one
Nick-
song
and,
dedicated to My First Love.
Yeah.
You said dedicated to hip hop, My First Love. That
I'm
one
dedicating
features
this to my first love.
No, that
Yeah, that was
features. You remember
dope.
that
That was
features
dope.
MSB and Young Nick.
Yeah, that was really dope.
And G.N.L. on the
Young
hook.
nickname is
Then,
Biba Tukuba
Jokila going no matter what you're going through.
Yeah.
You gotta have faith and be strong. I
Bro.
wrote that hook for Cute Kaye. That's the song I was on with
you
Ragged.
wrote that?
I wrote that. Just hold on, just hold on. I wrote that, and then I took Lethal and Ragged. I featured. So I asked Lethal, what name are you going to use so I can register you?
Yeah.
The guy said, my name is freaking Joe. I'm
Like,
hell
nah,
no,
nobody's
hell
going
no.
fuck out.
Hell no, man. Fuck out of here with that bollocks. Freaking Joe. I'm going, no.
And the people who don't know you,
Yeah.
Tebamani, that character of you, like,
Yeah, man, they don't that side to me. I'm
guy,
like,
where is
nah,
the
get
freaking
the
Joe?
fuck
Fuck
out
that
of here
shit.
with that shit. No more gonna be that one. No more gonna be freaking Joe. I'm going, no, man. No one's going to take you seriously. So
But
I told him,
freaking
going forward.
man, Lethal totally serious.
No, we are going forward.
Yeah.
Go Lethal.
You're Lethal. And he has stuck, and it suits him actually.
It's the lethal injection.
Uh-huh.
I'm back with my lethal weapon.
Yeah,
Yo man, L.
Oh, man.
You give me that name. You give me.
No, that name, that name,
So
that
yeah,
name is
so
serious.
that's when we're
Shout out
doing
to
the
you,
album.
Lethal.
So going back again, Kugamba.
Yeah.
Prior to that, it was everyone most Ragged Yalia featuring Zewa. So everyone, it was their first time. Cute Kaye.
Yes.
But now when I
yes.
remember that album,
I mean, all of us.
propelled,
Like,
it propelled everyone to go on to
I'm
do
telling
big
you,
things
how I
as
ended
solo
up
artists.
how I ended up on the canvas.
Yeah.
Nakwata camcorder ya Imperial.
Yeah.
And I'm like, this rapper's again recording. I must document. So people think. Actually, in everything that I've ever done.
We recorded that. Remember, we recorded Mother Africa
that.
on a Sunday morning.
I wasn't a part
You remember
of that.
that? You remember no end. Sunday morning, we had to wake up.
Kati, nzebali tebampise.
That means you didn't audition.
I didn't.
Because you auditioned.
So listen, I come over there. I don't know what. Naina Sulawa Imperial that morning. Nen Mugamba. I must. There's a hip hop thing going to happen.
Yeah.
I must document this.
Okay.
Kankwate camcorder yo. Go and get footage
Of
rappers and what's happening out there.
Yeah.
So nga journalists.
I don't you got 12 because the song had like what 12 people. So there were so many people around.
Waneno ngaba auditioning from the inside.
The inside and the
Nenga
both.
abantu abamala waliwo wakalinga ka
Look at
canteen like a
canteen.
shed over there.
Why you at Bagonza's canteen?
So that's where I was.
Oh, you're waiting. You can really have your
and I would try to like interview, ask a question,
Yeah.
but then bagenda batandika okuba mu rap awo. Nenkuba.
The rest of us were doing the usual.
But for me, I always did that in my mirror at home. Nenga, I'd never like really recorded.
You're fan of hip hop.
Yes,
give or
yes.
take.
So Shadrach comes out. Nagam, guy I don't know who it was.
Maybe somebody didn't turn up. We still have a slot or somebody.
Exactly. So when I entered, guy wange nenkuba. I think MD was there. I don't Uncle Deno.
Uncle Deno yali producer, of course. Man,
Uncle Deno, shout out to you. Yeah.
Which is a 16.
You only had one moment.
Ntera nnyo bayita balukankana waliwo balukankana bayita basobola vaayo bateekayo omulala asobola balukankana ojo vaayo.
So you see, for such a moment, which was like monumental, which was a very special album.
You want to document it,
I just want to document it.
Yeah.
Not just because preparedness meets opportunity. When they put me into that booth, I remember very well. When I turned Kokubanga Bay, so can everybody and even conversations, I just saw Kwanga Baina Awali. Yainanga booth side zeri ngene waliwo boards. So I remember abantu bonna stopping and bachuka ne batunulira ki ani ali mu booth, because I think I was even among the last okuyingirayo
ngogenda ku booth wali mic
yes
banonga bali eno wali the engineering board
yeah Yes. So
when
Nakuba, I didn't know that bumps okay, good gonna flew me.
Yeah.
So I remained out there and then they called us to the rooftop. Then they began reading the names of who was selected.
Yeah.
Then ne bagamba bali kusaidiza no muisemu abalisaidiza no tunabalaba amadda. But there were people who didn't audition.
Tujja kweddamu madda.
Ne babajjamu amanda gayi bange. And I was like, oh shit. So I'm among the guys who stayed.
Yeah.
So Nick Nola,
Cute
Cayenne,
NCA.
La Bongo yaliko.
BSG, La Bongo, Lumix. There was so Easy Takes. Everyone was
Easy
there,
Takes.
man.
So imagine.
It was just the time we
really
broke
special.
out, yeah. So, you know, well, mine was already different because mine, Nali already in the live from East Africa.
Yes.
So
no, you were already senior by then.
I'd already released an album. So everyone else, the majority of it, Bingo Jeko Clear Cut because he also had an album or two.
Yes.
Because remember, Navio is on the album.
Yes.
I don't know, but Navio is the only one on the
Even
album.
Langman is on it.
Langman, Tebali, Bali Bagenze.
Papito Taliko.
Bali Bagenze, wonna.
Okay.
I think Papito, Bali Bagenze. That's why they don't feature on the first thing. It was only Navio.
That's why there is Young Nick and MSB.
Yeah, Young Nick and MSB.
Those brothers were ill.
That album had like 20 rappers, but most of them had never been in the booth.
Yeah.
So it was their breakthrough.
Ngabarapa atakasente is always
it was a breakthrough, and I'm really grateful to like people like Shadrach and the MDs and them. It was a GTZ project,
and even Mona, and also recently I heard. I had a lecture to give at Chambogo University, but my master's students. To get into Kola where we're talking about creativity like in a global sense. So, Basome Savana, the lecture was about Ngendanemba like a special something. So I was hosted by a gentleman called Issa Abidi, who is an ethnomusicologist.
Issa Abidi. What's his other name? It's not in the industry. It's not like an industry. It's Olimbia Kusomesa.
But he's an ethnomusicologist, so I think he might be also here. He's also part of an organization, Jabaita Selam, which is Swedish, but it operates here.
Okay.
And also I think he's on the culture. I don't know, but in a culture something, it's Uganda. So long story short. I'm there to give a lecture, then to Nyumiamu after Nambulia, the origins of this hip-hop canvas. Sente Jezava okutuuka on the concept Java.
It was the GTZ project, I think.
Yes, but the initial young Ambanti, yali asomesa abana apava mu international schools. But they were cursing a lot through the music that they loved. Ngabalimu zi, fuck you this, bitch that. And he was like, we need to clean this language up. Like, how about your local languages? Because in your local languages, you can't cuss like that. You
can't cuss like that.
So he's like, okay, let me find... Yes. So that was the pitch to organizations to make an album like that.
Album, plus, it was about growing up, the youth, the issues we face as youth and as, as African and blah, blah, blah.
So, so that's... he tells me that that's how it came to be. So for you, now, tumanyi LG in East Africa, live from East Africa, right? But take us through, because Ogambie nsazewo ne East African parties are landing at nearly the same era.
Maurice Kiria. I remember when we were on the top.
But I want to go back before that.
Yeah.
I want to know the origin story of Bataka Squad.
Bataka.
Because many people
Tetumani how Bataka
young
came
vibe
about.
Bataka. What's the chronology
a lot
there?
Of people.
Yes.
Okay, Bataka Underground.
Yeah.
I went to school with Saba. He was a class below me, but he was
Saba, who is Maurice Chiria's oldest brother.
Older brother, yeah. We went to school together, but we're very close friends, even though we're a class apart.
Yeah.
He below me.
Nessa boy, I gift now with join. You guys, Muli.
You know, connecting people. Yeah.
Yes.
I guess that's how me and him actually connected because we had the same attributes, and we all love Tupac. Yes. He loves Tupac, and I love Tupac at that point. Tupac had just gone to jail. So dear mama, me against the world, I like a fool.
Yeah.
Tupac, I swear to God.
Saba.
We used to have a laugh at him, and every now and then we go at him and go, good guy.
You love Tupac. There's something I always like make fun of him for. Simanyi bachimunyizo bachimusanyusa. Nezijukira verse ye yakuba. Ngagama. okuva Uganda mu Uganda. And I'm like, why didn't you say okuva Uganda mu Uganda? So I'm always okuva Uganda mu Uganda. Tuliba na Uganda.
Uganda.
Yeah, you know the song?
Atoba. You try to rap like an American in Luganda.
In Luganda, yes.
Uganda. That's weird. I remember that.
Among Uganda's best stage performers, Saba Mwali.
Aligundia. Redman. It reminds me of Redman every time I see him on the stage.
So you and 2K.
So anyway,
are you Lyrical G by then or by your?
Now people used to call me G-Funk.
G-Funk.
You know why? Warren G, Snoop Dogg follow me, and I was a very big fan. Like I told you, I like the NWO. So when Dr. Dre's Chronic, when the Chronic came out, and then Snoop, I had Snoop. Everything. If you hear my mellow side, that's Snoop. Because I heavily influenced by Warren G. That's why I have that rhythm. But all in all, I just love the way he did his thing. It was laid back and it was a new thing compared to the hardcore stuff that I was used to.
Let's first pause there for me. Let's put a pin in it.
Okay.
When I look at artists like Snoop Dogg, right? Maybe Ans actually already tried Zemuda. When I look at an artist like Snoop Dogg, when I look at artists like Tupac, their strength is not in punchlines.
Yeah.
What do you think Snoop Dogg's? Because Snoop is one of the most popular rappers that have ever stepped on this earth, right?
I tell you what, being able to last.
Bwabera rapper nga tokuba punchlines.
Tokuba nyo punchlines.
Chichi echukufula. What makes you? What do you think makes Snoop Dogg tick?
Charm. Charisma.
Charm, charisma, yeah.
The guy is too charismatic, man. That guy, you get in the room and everything will stop. Everything will stop until he has gone through. Then people will actually say, well, then everything will come back to life.
Yes,
you have that. If you walk into a room and people keep quiet, or you impact the way people behave with your presence.
Yes.
I've seen it happen many times with you.
Yes.
You have walked, there's times with Tutambu Day we enter. So because we went to the club so many times, we went to concerts so many times. You remember, if the kids are not going crazy after seeing us walk through, especially you got the shades and everything. They're going to keep quiet. Oh my God! Oh my God! Oh my!
Yes.
That is what Snoop Dogg is.
Yes.
So I think that's what. Sometimes you need charm and charisma.
Yes.
To whatever to last.
Interesting, because Snoop has influenced people's hairstyles.
Exactly.
He's influenced how people dress.
He's influenced people with he's always holding a joint, and for him it's
Chucks,
like part of his fashion. You know, fashion.
What when they yambala those blinged out caps? So Jukira Ngalini's pimp. Kwanga Snoop na ina alter egos there.
Mulaba gonza yambala nyo na yo yatalinga gwe yambala nyo
rings.
Na yo mulaba ntabela ne joint. It has become part of the rings. You know, when he says got the rings, I joined one, so he's talking to you.
So, but only Snoop
have that in you.
Ono munywa wa weed.
Yeah.
Ayagala good music, G-Funk.
And he loves soul.
And he's like, he loves soul music.
He's always down every time. He's just vibing to soul.
But when Snoop, it's not only just the soul.
There's so many elements.
Parliament funkadelic.
Exactly. He's got all of that in him. Yes. One morning, Ajakubeda with his joint.
Yes.
You know, got Teddy Pendergrass is playing.
So he's a multifaceted. Again, those are people that I think are vessels.
He's just there. Yeah, he was never here to give you the hardest punchlines or to prove himself as a battle rapper. But Snoop can actually out-rap a lot of rappers.
And Kevin Hart
because Snoop, Dr. Dre agamba with Snoop, the first time Orange took Snoop to Dr. Dre.
Yes.
Bagamba Snoop for styling.
Yeah.
1 hour and clocking atanda lekera gatalina chazemu is just going. That's who he was.
Chogamba linga Zed Monko.
That's what yamala over mwezi mulamba gatalya nganya bara yamala mwezi yamala nakumeka
yamala lunaku lumu
was it hours
48 hours how long was it
1 week or something
60 hours
the guy he took it to the streets he went all out so you know.
But I respect that.
So Snoop,
respect to you, man.
Snoop has that thing. That's why he has lasted the test of time. And he just keeps... Man, the guy gets older. He's gotten better And bigger than he was at 18 when
yeah,
we first
the
saw
guy
him.
took up a bag of $500,000 every time he appeared for the Olympics.
For the Olympics, the guy had a big man. It was always
and people keep on saying hip hop Simonene. No, a rapper was hired to make the Olympics more exciting.
Hey man, Jagala new guy for what he has done for the industry and why he has made.
I remember you guys used to always love the album here, Doggy Style.
Doggy Style, yeah.
Yeah. So, barapa banange muulide. It's not only punchlines that make you dope.
Yeah.
The 50 Cent mubalanga punchline rapper as such.
Got to the point with 50 on the other hand.
Yeah.
He's a street guy. Snoop is a street chap who's just about having fun. Snoop, 50 on the other hand, a little aggressive based upon what has happened.
He's a gorilla.
He's traumatized. When you come back, you don't have free. You're not here to make friends.
Yes.
You're here to prove a point.
But Snoop is more of like a laid back.
He's a laid back guy. You see what happened when I was watching recently when Denzel's movie premiered, the Gladiator 2. You see when he came with his wife and he bumped into Snoop and his wife. Do you remember what he told Snoop?
I don't know. He
said, man, Snoop Dogg. He was having an interview.
Yes.
Doing an interview with a reporter.
Yeah.
We have a Snoop Dogg now Dukaku reporter.
So this is Denzel Washington guy.
Now about Denzel, man. I enjoy how you enjoy life. You make that make sense to you.
Yes. So Denzel loves how Snoop Dogg enjoys life.
How at this age, at 50 something years. The guy's like, man, I enjoy how you enjoy life. The guy is having fun. He's at the Olympics at Duka. First of all, he's holding the torch to present the Olympics. The next thing, Ali Kukugundi, race track. Skinny as he is at Duka Mukaves. Next time he's talking.
Snoop Bagamba,
so he's a street guy. He's not easily intimidated. I keep reading all these things. He's not the one you can intimidate. He grew up on the streets.
Yes.
He's just a fun-loving guy, and that's sometimes you just need to have fun to live your life and to enjoy yourself.
So how do you learn? Because G-Funk for Tujimanyi, Warren G, Snoop Dogg, and which other artists?
Dr. Dre.
They're too short on G-Funk.
No.
Okay.
G-Funk, Kujukide, Vamu California, Vamu LA.
Yes.
The two shorts and them, but very north, with the Bay Area, which is on the north side.
Yes.
Even a guy, when you see when Dr. Dre came up with that sound.
So it's Long Beach, Compton,
Inglewood. That's G-Funk. It's around
Long Beach, Compton, Inglewood.
Yeah, the Ice Cubes and when you hear their beats and their sounds.
Yes,
it's a very good backdrop. And
even Dr. Dre is actually very influenced.
He's the one who started it. Him and the one guy from Above the Law. All those synths and the keys and blah blah blah.
Parliament Funkadelic.
Yeah, with gangster rap. Yeah, you imagine NWA's music and put it together with George Clinton. One nation under a groove, and you have G-Funk. So
that's amazing.
People used to call me G-Funk back in school because I used to have these little tips that were in G. I was like Snoop Dogg, and I would be rapping on stage. I was like this and like that and like this, and it's like G-Funk. So in a meeting at Zamba, I ate at 2K. So like,
so it's like Andre 3000.
Yeah, so Andre
3000. Yeah, Copa Saba.
Andre.
Hey,
Andre or Dre. Andre
meeting Saba nga 8,200 na inagamba kati nze 1300.
Yeah, so the 3000 is him when he changed. He's from the 3000s, from the future. That's why the 3000 stands for.
3000 stands for the future.
That's why when he started dressing weird,
but he was already 80 aliens.
No. Remember, he was a pimp with that Southern playalistic
Cadillac
music. He was
music.
doing the pimp stuff. Yes, because every album, they just kept evolving. The second one, there were 80 aliens.
Yes.
The third one, Stankonia. That's when you go Aquemini. The third one. They went horoscopic.
Aquemini, which is Aquarius and a Gemini.
When they went from that horoscopic thing, then all of us Stankonia. That's when you bombs over Baghdad. I remember the pink pants and some weird stuff. That's when you knew he was going futuristic. That's why you have the 3000.
Bless you.
Guy was blessed already.
So man, so Mr. G-Funk, aline 12. How does Chaga? Because Bantama mind Chaga or no munene ya ibalikanga chameleon yalinga Bataka squad.
Kanjingile story.
Yes.
So we're high school kids.
Yes.
So Saba, from performing at Ngayagala nyo tukuba gundi ne G.N.L. You remember a guy called G.N.L?
Never met him, but I hear the name. I hear the name.
The guy was Christophabulous.
Of course, Christophabulous Musange.
So we had this group called Propaganda.
With Peter Miles.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. To in a group I hit a Propaganda. Because these kids are like
that's a proper name. Propaganda. Yeah, man.
So it's Propaganda. You know,
was it Propaganda or Propaganda?
It was a Samba. He's not takes it too seriously.
Yeah.
Propaganda.
Propaganda. Okay.
So we used to go for these school things, buzz at school events. In the holidays, he would always find time to look for me.
No way.
He was determined to make it in this music industry, and he knew I was the person
to get him there.
To help it. We was going to go there together. Maybe he felt like it would be easy to connect.
Yes.
But Nemala Senior 4, unfortunately, I had to leave him.
Saba, when you come back, we need to sit here and have this conversation. We'd love to have this conversation.
So when Namala Senior 4, and I had to move on. Trust me, Saba ya nonya. Najana nonya nangamba gaigwe. We have to become big.
Yes.
And on top of that, before we left, we had this group. I had this group called El Mob. Ngawali won a jammed edition. Jammed edition was Babaluku and his boys, and then it was El Mob, me and my boys.
Which year is this now?
This is that's around about the same time.
So wasokira mo Il Mob.
Nalimu Il Mob when nalieka sasa nalimu Il Mob. That's why Saba yali yagala nyombe. I think he wanted to join Il Mob.
Yeah, yali yagala
Il Mob. The Il Mob was just three of us.
So were you Il Mob because of Illmatic?
Il Mob twali bakabinga nyambala head sock ne shades ne t-shirt ngabodabo yuzo koza mva mu Campton or whatever. So you had the Baba and them. So we'd meet at these we'd link up at these performances and gigs and blah blah blah. So we had this thing because Saba yali agala ku taking this thing waguleli
like
cha
really
rap.
Big, yeah.
I not two of us. I not Baba on the other side. I not Nange. Then somehow nangamba jangu kutwale Makindya.
Yes.
So you can meet things. Namgamba Baba mumanyi because we try to cover rap. Baba but by then wali wameita Snipes. Sniper was MC Snipes. Snipes mumanyi.
Na manya ganeno. Tukenda
kuna no, nzesera vida bagayi mbajukira bulyo. Yakubulira elinya lya buli muntu. Buli achuse elinya nja mukubulira elinya lye tu.
What's faster than them because they played the Wesley Snipes.
No, Snipes man. Bomugambanga Snipes.
So Babaluku used to be Snipes. You used to be G-Funk. Saba was called Nkumi Billy. 2K. Yeah. We are discovering now.
Listen, jangu tugende Makindya the Snipes Charlie.
Yeah.
Snipes are in bagayi baberayo bajentu babayo. Gentle gutwaso babayo.
Yes.
Snipes are in a machine. And on the microphone you can rap nga beat kweli. And this is what we loved. So one day I made the trip to Makindya just to go to Snipes' house.
Yes.
Snipes
aka Babaluku now.
Babaluku. Yes. Unfortunately, Snipes not like how he went. He had to travel.
Nagenda ne music yenna.
Yagenda ne opportunity eri yokubera okawe okuba rap mo beatbox.
Yes,
you know, we went with that because now we
Shakagamba abagayi bagibine bye Uganda.
I guess that is why the basement came up. Nengambo why we try to China wagira let them converge at my house.
So Makindya was the first base where you guys used to converge.
Nagenda yo once or twice.
Yes.
To be honest, I wasn't a regular there because Jukira Kuventi na to Makindya is crossing all the way from the other side.
So by then moving Nachi. Was there border?
Ate border. Tawali your border.
Because I don't remember border
96. Then. 96. Tuli move senior 4 vacation. 96. Early 90s. You can vacation. You have been 6 months. Mubeda munde mugira May up to May. That's when you go for your senior 5. So made move back from November up to May.
The 96 party bazikiriza na kuvawaka. Because I was like.
In 96 I was 18 years. So you know I was.
No way.
Yeah. If I was born in 78 plus 18, it's 96.
Yeah, that's crazy.
You know, so it was.
That's crazy.
Plus, I was going to senior 5.
Yeah.
I'd already completed my A level, so I'm going to another stage. Of course, back with kids. You can understand that to get disco. Kabalagala pulsations, so we can rap and just improve. We didn't go to a disco to dance.
Let me ask you a question. Where? Because that's another club I hear. G.N.L.
Pulsations.
Where was Pulsations?
Opposite Shell. Kabalagala.
Opposite Shell. Kabalagala.
Opposite Shell. Chino chitemamu chigende eri waggulu okujja muyenga chino chitemamu gende kansanga. Wano kugundu waliwo Shell. As you're headed towards
KFC kati. Is that KFC there?
It's been a while since I used that.
There's a KFC there. Okay. Always Zambia Kamwani.
Opposite
That's
why I met a lot of individuals. Remember na old school.
Nenga usira ba watch Zimbe China club.
Anti katilaba yo.
Yeah.
Baji breaking and nebateka wo kagundi. After a while, in a lot of it went through a lot of changes.
Yeah.
When it was Pulsations, yali it was just a building. Ngatoyinza nakumanya kirimu kibeera ng'abantu babeera obweru when we arrive would converge on the side ate kirungi kiri off the road but it's on the main road side
so it's on the side of Chikuba Mutwe
ate yeruweyo
anti bw'obeera nga Mr. Kamwanyi tell us it's on the side of Chikuba Mutwe, right? Chikuba Mutwe is the ghetto behind.
Sija kulimba,
I know.
I would never know. I'm not from this side, so sija kulimba. But anyway, all my friends, my peers, when you're old school sessions,
yes,
the ones I attend old school sessions with right now, because I'm an ardent old school fan and I never miss any of those events. Pulsations.
So this Pulsations club, yeah? How do you spell it? Is it Pulsations?
Like a pulse, yeah.
Pul, like the jewel.
No.
Ne sessions
because it's a disco, the pulse, you feel the pulsations while you're in there. I went through a lot of changes. Bagiyita Chendala bagikyusa erinnya eddala but by then gundi yali ejja eyemuyenga international. Actually international destroyed Pulsations.
Yeah,
it destroyed it after when international came up. Pulsations ne deepingira ddala wansi. Next thing you know bakyusiza erinnya babagijeewo bataddewo ka showroom. Next kati ndaba bataddewo bizimbe gundi waggulu. Before it was just it was like a warehouse.
So there's a lot of history there.
There's a lot of history.
So many people got pregnant.
A lot of people, no, but twabeerangayo bano bato. Twalingano bano bato.
So was this a day party?
Twakubadde disco. Ewaka. Yeah. So you live for Saturday. Monday were too cold. By the way, also midday kusangayo on the way to this place.
It's a very intinda way. Okuita disco. So many people, it has upgraded to the party, the vibe. They don't say the club. Tinda people say
disco. Yeah, we don't do.
So it's a very old thing, right?
We don't do the club.
They don't say let's go to the club. They say no, let's go.
Let me ask you: are there any more clubs?
No,
there are no more clubs, but the disco still exists. Disco. Why do you call that place? Catwalk. What your disco? Dance over you take dance solo. Disco.
Where does the slang Enguliko come from? Is it from your school?
No, Enguliko is a Luganda name. It's a Luganda word, I think.
But it means like music.
Enguliko is like a feast or a fiesta.
So it's a real Luganda word.
We are going to stadium. Tugenda ku festival.
Chechigunde chibitu. Tugenda jite Enguliko.
Yeah. So Snipes agenze, Babaluku agenze. We decided what we're going to do. Yagenda ne boom beat. Yagenda ne boom beat. Ne microphone. So our chance yoku building us together.
Was he also producing?
Twakubiranga ku instrumental z'abantu balala.
Okay.
Studio, no one could afford studio at that point in time. We didn't have money to be anniversary baffe. We're kids, we're like, all we want to do is rap. But look at what we're on to freestyling.
Yeah.
If you know that culture, Baba charging, that's how you see he has his ciphers and stuff. That is what he always wanted.
That's very hip hop. Yeah.
You see, that's what we wanted. We were ciphering from way back. Yeah. So we didn't cipher too many times. Personally, I did not cipher so many times with them. Why? Yeah. Prior to me performing on stage alongside them when there were gigs or whatever, my opportunities were twice. No, my opportunities are just video, Gende away. So we rap that agenda. Then Saba,
yeah.
Baba Yalekao, one of his boys, the late Momo. who later on became a DJ.
So Momo, now I see the connection. Because
Jammed Edition.
Because nagenda mu Rouge. Nainga Baba was so close to Momo.
Yeah, because Momo was one of his boys where he was his partner in Jammed Edition.
So when he left, I didn't know that. So
Saba na later Momo namwa IDN. They also liaising with he was liaising with Baba. I'm going to tugenda kukola ekintu kino nga buli young vibes bakuba Oluganda.
Yes.
Naffe tugenda kuba Baba yali akuba Luzungu at that time.
Yes.
When he was Snipes MC. So when he transformed into Baba buli kimu n'akireka behind, so he reinvented himself as a Luganda rapper. So MMC, Momo MC, why do I call him MC? Momo MC.
Yes.
Saba, Nange.
Yes.
We stayed in touch with Baba, but mostly through Saba and Momo.
I see. Yes.
That is how Bataka came to Bali Twitter. Bataka. But then I always told Saba, why do you gamba Bataka? This is Bataka.
Yes. Don't say
Bataka. Bataka seemed to.
Tochi Zungu was a guy.
Bataka.
Somebody got Luganda propaganda. Bataka. No, Bataka.
Bataka.
Yes.
Bataka underground. So Bataka. That's where we recorded Atoba. We recorded Sese. But I know we talk about Atoba. Twali basatu nze. Momo MC ne Saba. Baba should have been on there, but because he wasn't around, he was abroad. Yeah. And that time, so when
does Chaga join? Yes.
Ngense ku uni. Nabana ku uni actually okuja nasula na wa Saba ne tukeera na ntwala mu studio. Then recording when namala nenzira ye waka. Ngenda okuddamu okulaba Saba during the holidays ngamba Bataka tulimu abantu abalala twafunye abalala. Konza ani? Tuinayo Chaga.
Chaga.
Tuinayo nani? Ne waliwo ne muwala Alex Mukulu naye olumuna musanga naye wa introduce. Lin Mukulu naye one day you were performing on stage with Saba.
Yes.
Ngoli Bataka. Ne Beno na Mbampo sidumu baba introduce. Stage ngakwetu
Saba yalinganga.
Yali
Riza.
Let's say Uganda. So next time kakida kamu katoka bakayita slow MC katoka linga 15 years nako mweka ngendo kulaba tukoze sesetula sesetula. It was me, Saba Momo, Chaga ne Gundi ne Slob twali batano.
Yes
kati nzizeye nkumba.
So who is Slob? Slob was the
Mola his kid. He was the youngest member of Bataka.
Yes.
But he was actually official Bataka. Kubanga
fresh kid.
If I can tell you that.
Kid from then.
Obakajaya kabba ku muzeyi wo bachichi. All I know is the bankubira bukubizi ne bangamba jangu tugende ku studio. Nasulera wa Saba wakayo ne bazeyi be na buchimu. Enkera ne tukeera mu Gundi mu studio. We recorded Sesetula.
Yeah.
After that ngenzizeyo Kumba ku university bampulira Saba bagenda Burundi. Bagenda Burundi balina guy gwe bakomawo naye nga naye member wa Bataka nga Burundi. So it was an interesting time.
So Saba is older than you by 1 year. Because Saba because of the letter 77.
Yeah.
So you come in 78.
Yeah.
Babaluku yaliwa 70. I don't know. He told me it was 70 what? More podcast. He told us the year. Who is older? Who is the oldest of the group?
Yeah,
79.
Baba Msingako 1 year.
Msingako 1 year.
Saba and Singako a few months.
Yes.
Then I probably only was 79 na Msingako by a gang of months or whatever. So you understand Gundi have age of natural I'm thinking. I'm 70s.
Hey, okay.
That's how we connected and were able to this Bataka thing. You have to call it, and because we are the same age.
Yes. So if I'm looking at this thing, about the timeline, the young vibes already bali because there's something.
Bali bafulumia Gundi, bali bafulumia. I don't know if the album had come out at that point. Wampologoma. Baina yo some Gundi gangalie. So I'm not so sure if baina
so it was Questo,
Mwalimu
Kado.
Richie.
What are titles are manja?
But I went to school with Ibro. I went to school with Ibro.
We know. Ghetto people know.
Ibro yakugamba tunasoma na yeye.
Gundi, Ibro.
Yeah.
He
not in primary, he was 2 classes ahead of me.
So Ibro, he was in your school.
If anything, he's the Mukuru Wafe.
Ibro. So how I meet Ibro? Nali mfunye show mu London. Then after party, share naline Ready and Weasel.
Yeah.
So after party, I in a place called Governor. Na Governor yam London.
Oh yeah.
So I'm out there. By then I used to still smoke. Mfulumie mwebweru nyamba de chifakot changa twakoze shopping. Tunyumie. Ngato everything is on deck. So today I tunyumia mu call. So this guy comes through and is like G.N.L. Then he began striking up this conversation with me. Then tunyumianga na he hasn't introduced himself. Then after nendo kamgamba, okay, back with hand. Nangamba, bro. Ibro. Nemgamba, you're the Ibro, Mgama man. I love your music. Bichi. Thanks for your contribution to the culture. But he had always been watching me like from afar. So I was inspired by Young Vibe. Yeah. I was inspired by Bataka.
Young Vibes. Yeah. If anything, I think Young Vibes came out before us.
Yeah.
If anything, if it wasn't an album, it was their single or something. But
Questo,
it came out before
I remember
us.
Questo's flow was iyo. Questo why aliko kugundi original, but the Questo ne Ibro
ne Kado. If anything, Ibro should be Ibro is a godfather of what Jeko Gondi, what Jeko MC Freak. Ibro is the actual godfather of this rap shit. Now, because he was here before us. He was there and he's older than us. Your godfather cannot be younger than you.
Yes. So Ibro is the real.
He should be the god. He's the one who should give the godfather status.
The godfather status. No, everybody is a contributor. Because
everyone contributed in their own way.
Your contribution to urban music, and bringing people together. Like the bricks is adding it to the hip hop house. Yeah. Everybody has like a very, very significant
everyone has a significant contribution to this thing.
But in the initial, okay, Gabo Gambia,
being able to release before us, I think about maybe it helped them to buy but even then,
he says, yeah, soka kuteka Luga flow on a CD.
It could be, yeah. It could be because we didn't hear tape, CD aja.
Yeah.
It could be 98, I think. I can't quite remember when that thing.
Yes.
We'll need to think.
We need to revisit that. We need to revisit that. History work. And Ibro, when you come back to Uganda, we should also.
I don't know if it came out before their songs. No. I think
so
they came out before us.
Ibro. Africa Jiramuwa, because Africa is Litho's elder brother. Yeah.
Rachi feel as a rapper because of his
verse. He has that verse, man.
Was he one of the first rappers or the first? Is it okay? Let's clarify this thing because people get confused, and I don't know how to explain it myself. When I hear people argue or discuss it, I hear some people say, Phil Lutaya was the first rapper. Then I hear others say he dropped the first rap.
That's wrong. He's not a rapper.
So he dropped the first rap. Yes. Is it safe to say we can go with that? He dropped the first rap, but the first buzz on the song.
I think most people say the convention out there, from what I hear, is that Fidi Bongo Lutaya dropped the first known recorded. Okay,
let's just say popular. Yeah, because Philly could probably have listened to somebody in the 60s because I hear some people are from the 60s down be said early. There were some people about sonko guys when you listen to those old songs or would that pattern artist or you get similar to what a rapper would actually think. But because many people don't listen to those songs, is it but they say Philly. The one that is most popular, because Nakazana was on a very big album and that's a very big song as well.
It's very big, popular. It spread all what.
It spread everywhere.
At Bagamanti, Boba Gamba first recorded, so I haven't had any song or thing. But I've always maintained the theory that during a stringy hip hop on Yimba, it's in African traditions.
Yeah, exactly.
So Omuntu ya inventing Luganda, ya inventing a Luga flow.
Exactly.
Whenever rappers gabalwanira originality ya Luga flow, I'm like, you can never have a single hero story. You can never have a single hero story because at the end of the day, Omuntu ya inventing okutontoma is the one who the first rapper was. But okutontoma is part of culture, and culture develops by a collective of people. Just like Gamantino Zenze Kam, the only one who who did the traditions of Okutontoma.
Yeah.
So the poets and the griots have always been a part of African societies. It is how we archived history. It's oral literature.
Yeah.
It's how we stored cures as a medicine. It's how we stored funny stories. It's how we told jokes. It's how we told riddles. My very first album, Majita, Riddles of Life.
Yeah.
Because for me, inspiration, if you go back to the original thing, the source of what we do, it has to be in African traditions. So the riddles okukotia. Nengamba okay nze nja kubeera mukoti wabikotyo. I'm going to give it a modern touch to link generations. Is that past and is that now?
Yeah.
So that was the designer ya Koi Koi. So it's right that you're saying song or rapped.
Yeah. I listen to these songs
even people who are even older than Sonko
but because the known one, not the one that was taped.
Those
tapes
the one that was taped,
we can actually listen
to is Philip Bongo Little.
I hope people can get over that.
But he wasn't really a fast rapper because by then what would he design? What is the most records by then? Abantu bayimbanga nnyo oba soul wabwe oba R&B wabwe. Then at the end karap nga bakateekamu buteesa
something even that song, all about that song Navio Jayakoze Hamadi. When I hear that, na, 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 that's a rap, man. Na, 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 na. The way the guy flows over that thing.
But the very first, even the very way that people speak, Luganda. Sometimes I'm speaking to people, and because there's a generation which has grown up on my music and the way that I speak in records.
Yeah.
Bagam obadenga rapping but ngatenze njogedde normal. Even you.
Exactly. Yeah.
So it's like very conversational that ochitwalira it's already encoded in who we are. It's a part of our DNA. Even Quincy Jones has this very popular interview. You can dig it up. He's having a conversation with Kendrick Lamar. So he asks Kendrick Lamar.
I saw that.
What did I hear?
Early this year, I think. Was it early this year?
Yeah, and R.I.P. MC DJ Momo, R.I.P. Quincy Jones, or whatever. But most people, even in America, the ones who call themselves woke, they will never say traditions are the traditions that birthed hip-hop. Most people don't know that the traditions that birthed hip-hop are all here, present in Africa.
Yeah.
But their argument for them, that it was that for you to name it and brand it hip hop, all those things coming together in one crucible, right, was in the Bronx. America. But all those elements that make hip hop, whether it's the art, whether it's the fashion, whether it's the dances, whether it's the chanting has been here for years.
You see those black and white videos of these guys dancing and somewhere rapping. It is about like 20s or 30s.
Yes.
Some black and white videos.
Katino wali waka blowing the mind yange Joe. They're talking about the history of Running Man. Running Man,
there's a Running Man.
This very popular dance from the 90s. Kati nebagamba, this dance, who brought it to fame? Who do you think brought it to fame?
Let me see.
Kubanga oli historian oyagala music. Ate ugenda namu old school night kate no quiz.
Vanilla Ice yachikuba.
Vanilla Ice vaye yo now.
Naenda ko Bobby Brown yachikuba.
Ne Bobby Brown.
Running Man.
Running Man.
Because Running Man elimu again breaking.
Ebyo byonna.
Elimu breaking.
Ebyo byonna whatever you're describing, I want the origin.
The origin of the Running Man.
Yes.
In 1984,
evolution, not dinosaur.
That breakdance movie, you know a bit of Running Man in it. So I don't really remember the character's name. The character,
so let me tell you something. Running Man, eyasoko muzina namuteka on TV was Janet Jackson. But before Janet Jackson, waliwo movie ya Coming to America. Mu Coming to America, Janet Jackson yakopa from that, Coming to America. And guess who choreographed Coming to America movie yongo mwalimu ka Running Man akatono? Paul Abdul choreographed that dance scene. So in an interview, Paul Abdul, when you're doing research for this movie,
what did you
look at? And Paul Abdul was like, I was watching videos from Africa, and came this performer called Fela Kuti, who had a dancer on stage doing this dance. All the inspiration, if you trace all of these things, they come from Africa. When you look at a guitar was anti-abazungu. People in Mali have an instrument they play, which is a string instrument. Vane kukora. That when you look at all these instruments and pieces, the banjos, the guitars and everything, they have all had their origin here. But as Africans, when we're built not to respect who we are and accept the stories that are told by other people of who we are, that we internalize our inferiority complex. If you look at the traditions of Arab, traditions of music, traditions of art, traditions of prints, traditions of even mathematics and medicine. This is the source. This is the source, my G. And the real judge moyo go baguyita hip hop. So, muli ku Bataka squad now. You're done with Bataka squad. Ovudeyo. Album ya Live from East Africa, follow me. Very successful. And I think it was it the most successful? Was it the first single that was successful? Played on East Africa radio?
Because Live from East Africa, we are full. Like I told you, East Africa Party dropped 5 months before the album actually dropped. I dropped the album January 2004. But I dropped East Africa Party in July 2003. So it was the first single. Then I continued working on the album. Then I lost my mom and I went sloping. Then I turned the nail. So by December, my album was ready. I sent it to, I think it was early January. I sent it to East Africa Radio. Remember, you take your CD to National Theatre. East Africa Radio. That's when one day I was in one song. Then Gundi now kubida Bush Baby. Because when I sent the CD, now one popular the titles name Pandika on my phone number. So I sent it to Bush Baby and Kubida Simu. Very early in the morning, by this Bush Baby from East Africa Radio. Neda Kubida Simu.
When your song is playing.
So you get ready, give me around 20 minutes and doing this show. So I stayed down. I'm bleeding with my phone. Then need a call. Then he
shout out to Bush, by the way.
And explained. Bush Baby broke me out. Broke me to
East Africa.
If it wasn't for him, I probably would have just remained a rapper from Uganda.
So before I ask you a question, because you went to South Africa.
I've been to essay.
So mu essay. Question but I think we are there already, right?
But proverb.
So how do you end up going to so now you're broken through, you're an East African.
That's January. That same month.
Of course, the East African Act, very month you never could be up in South Africa.
That very month. Bakola audition.
They
were looking for one act from Uganda. They're doing a global program. This global program, they're featuring on TV, but it features youths from different parts of the world being paired with youths from South Africa. But each one of those individuals are in nature excelling art. So you've got one who is a scientist. You have one, I'm a fashion worker. Then you've got one, there were many, all I remember is Proverb was the one they selected from South Africa. And so they needed a Ugandan
For those
artist.
who don't know, most people see Proverb as a presenter for TV now. But Proverb is one of the most respected and decorated hip-hop artists that has ever existed. Double HP, I think, at the forefront.
Because he went on to do that South Africa, South Africa's Got Talent or something.
Yes.
That's big. That's big for an individual who was known as a rapper even.
So
anyway, so they interviewed me, and guess who else? They interviewed me, Michael Ross, Benon and Vampos, and one guy called Lemmy Cool.
That name undingali manye. Who's Lemmy Cool? I know that name.
Lemmy Cool, I call a dance hall. Afrobeat artist. I don't know if he still performs, but they brought him in. So when this guy sent but to interviewing Afrina, they called us.
But then there was a Bebe Cool. It wasn't Bebe Cool.
No, it wasn't Bebe. It was Lemmy Cool. They needed somebody young. By then, but Bebe was really big, so I think they didn't want a very big artist. They wanted somebody who was on the come up. But at the same time, there was a catch. That person who was on the come up, Abadai no Kubanga, they've undergone a tragedy previously. So you see where my thing
yes,
comes in.
Yes,
My mama
yes.
just passed on.
Why did they focus that a person needed to have a tragedy?
Because Proverb had just lost his grandmom who had raised him. He had just lost his mom who had raised him. And then his grandmom, Yaliyo thing. So they wanted to pay tribute to his grandmom for raising him after losing his mom.
Yes.
Now me, I just lost my mom.
Yeah.
So when we told our stories, we go in the audition, we told our stories, whatever, in front of the camera and everything. They sent us a response after 3 weeks. They sent an email. There's a guy called Zamba Hosea, the one who was told to.
Oh, Zamba Hosea, who is a cinematographer?
Yeah, he's a videographer, cinematographer.
Yes.
Hosea tukutumide. So fena, the Hosea Zamba tukutumide several. So fena, bali bagira, bali bafune gundi zaffe, emails zaffe.
Ebiseera byo ng'osoma email kubanga artists don't read emails now. Artists don't read emails now. Even now, artists don't read emails. 2004. Gwe mu 2004, you were answering your email.
My friend.
Yalinganga ku ssimu oba just ng'ogenda mu cafe.
Nali crook waku internet biseera. I was a crook nga mbeera nnyo ku Yahoo Messenger.
Are you the Nigerian prince we've been looking for?
No, but I was very keen on thinking Yahoo Messenger and blah, blah, blah. I remember Nalima was graduating. This is many years later, music, kuyiga engeri gyogenda omupushinga, blah, blah. So anyway, Hosea got back to me and said, guess what? These guys are particularly interested in your story.
Yes.
Why? It matches what they were looking for. Plus the artists go back and collaborating on they the same thing as you. So be on the lookout and keep your phone on. We'll be in touch. Then guess what? Never take a kind of.
There was our sim to have a charger.
Hey boy. Ericsson guys, so where is Ericsson?
It was an Ericsson.
So anyway, so they call, but they respond and let me know they're bringing Proverb.
Yes.
And they're bringing Ziki. Ziki
Ziki was hot.
Younger sister was going to this girl from Bongo Muffin.
Bongo Muffin.
Yeah.
So in Ziki go to manye yali hot. Why won't Ziki yali hot nga presenter?
On Ziki poet.
And Ziki poet.
Because they asked her to escort
but I remember
Bongo
Muffin was a popular group.
Hey, Baliba Imbanyo, they were a very dope pop act, and then there was also hip hop, R&B, blah, blah, blah.
Yes.
So anyway, they brought Proverb down here, they did filming. I think we filmed for about, I think it was about 2 weeks. They concert could deviate, but guy would never leave, and vampino, but clear cut, everyone.
So Proverb came here too?
Yeah, Proverb, and yeah, so then we filmed. Been here. Because they had to do things, they had to, like I said, they were doing a documentary that was going to air on SABC.
So all I remember is footage of you, Ngolimo, South Africa.
No, he came here before. So we filmed because he had to meet my parents and see how I spend my days.
Yeah. Guy wa Mulisa Rolex oyo.
I remember the blue what? Next to Kavira over the blue something.
Wamuwa kanyunyunto.
Blue mango.
Wamuwa kanyunyunto.
Kekali wako.
Planned the kid. Do you know what's crazy? Do you know what's crazy? Kawempe guy knows Jayo uptown.
We're planning the no tukaneno. We're planning a no tukaneno.
So a kanyunyunto, for people who don't know, is when they give you a chikomando, which is chapati and beans. And I say, while you plate in a fork. So you bite.
You bite the edge.
No kanyunyunta.
Sucking up on you. Boy. Wherever your chaboy wanga until kingdom come go chaka linze kagi omanyachi komando supu acho baba yocha so yuzo kafira mugaye
wano guy yabera ngawe bukotonge chikomando che achiteka mugundi tomato sauce ku top omujukira
boy
wine period yawe chirobo
wali wansiwa walingo yamba crack yantwalawo guy ayino butayimbwa bungi wakolera crack yantwala
guy aligaga kubagenda okurobingira ku gunpoint
batwalise free butayimbwa alinga ali mu prison cell
it's like he's protecting gold
like akajaki akabala
but you know what
Oryx I remember that sport
that's a legendary sport also
it is
katulira amanya mbu crack guy right ita
crack bond omanyi
Agamba Crack and God, of course Crackbone. I know Crackbone. Ego album.
Yeah.
Shout out to Crack. Crack is an OG.
I call him into the Cavinho. Take our artists got Tano album.
Yes.
His album is dope as well.
Yeah, man.
Shout out to him. Yeah. So anyway, the proverb is there to recordings there.
Was this your first time on a plane?
No, you can.
Or you get a UK?
I think you were UK like what? Also.
It's a planned kid.
No, and you're too silly. Time me off. You're a worker.
I'm playing with you.
So anyway, yeah. So proverb comes through. And then we filmed, blah, blah, blah. Then the Bakolani concert could deviate, and so many people performed.
Yes.
He was here 2 weeks to filming. I would spend days
really
filming
dope,
together. Monument, I could Sheraton, what was that monument?
Yeah, Independence.
I can't. Antes Jukizamo, Brazil.
Brazil.
Over here, Statue of Liberty.
Guys, I'm coming. I'm going to start raising money. Ngenda tukola statue nga ya Kabaka Mwanga ate njagala ebeere nga nnene nnyo basaagala binene byakunfuulinga Kabaka Mwanga killed rebels muli wane nomutuwanira mbu simanyi oba saints ebyo mubigambe bali bemambrainwashinga njagala sente era ngenda nga gundi Katikkiro yanoonya ettofaali ngenda kutandika kunoonya amajja agakuzimba Kabaka Mwanga statue bbiri tugiteeka ebunyoro nga yakabaleega tugiteeke wanene ya Mwanga. We are Pan-Africanists.
Temukole fanane walabye ya Ronaldo. Teina chemufanana.
Eya Dwayne Wade.
Eto mutaka yo sculptor.
Never guy what bali serious.
Bambo yatwala myaka 5 okukola kibajideta nga teina chemufanana.
Guy, you better slap yourself. Whoever made those statues nedda.
Ena guy yakola statue ya Fagi mu Old Trafford ye mufanda. Yateka mu kumageza.
And one of statues ezakabi. Nene ya Kobe sajagala. I didn't even like Kobe's statue as well.
Waliwo bagize ya wax yani yali efanana bubi. Nipsey.
Nipsey, that was really good. That was really good.
Ne bakola ya Snoop ejja kube mufanana.
I think Snoop already has a wax figure.
Hollywood,
Would you like a statue of yourself? But you're not that vain.
Nah, I don't think.
Tobiyagala. Choga toyagala yo gundi ojukira history ya Michael Jackson.
When inkubo oluyinga ngangize nga mbomose.
Gayo laba nnyo film nawe.
Nizo koma wanga nywedde byange nenkubo oluyinga njo.
Wasn't it a movie?
Nga mbomose.
Wasn't it a movie guy where take a ring ku gundi ku statue. Naye nga ekyali gundi ekyali solid kati ring neremerako nga enswa neremera ki ring kati ekiro guy aba ali awo atamidde ali mu couch statue neefuuka omuntu.
Is that mannequin?
I don't know what movie it was.
The movie Tom Hanks.
Nanti ontutukiza statue ekuba abantu
I remember
Michael Jackson when he was marketing History, the album. Yatekanga statue ezo like
that's
in every
that's
city
why
center.
Is that the history in that statue where it's the orange
statue
thing?
I
think I saw it.
Man, that shit was iconic.
It was dope.
It was iconic, yeah.
So anyway, we filmed with Wamala. In 2 weeks, I should get ready. We're going to film the second part. Filming is how it's going to happen the other side. So here he came and met my dad at home. He came visited us, had lunch, which then I took him to my
I'm interested in the food because when most people travel, the experiences in the food. No,
but I don't. But yeah, they didn't spend so long. I don't think it was.
Why did he eat? I'm asking. Why did he eat?
But they didn't know it. Buganda Road. Where they made that Buganda Road spot, a restaurant here, Tunda local food. So the matok, they were not used to it. This is plantain.
Isn't it Zulu? It probably is a Zulu. You should know matok.
No, proverb Kimberley.
Tebaba Zulu, so he's a Kosa.
Bushmen from like them bushmen from the gods must be crazy. No disrespect na agents joke that choka.
Open roof.
We traveled to Kimberley, man. That place liwala nyo. Nabena Johannesburg.
Yeah.
But we moved from Johannesburg to Kimberley 6 hours. That was one of the worst journeys.
Driving Bon Road, eh?
Because you had to film.
Yes.
To get a guy in a camera, they're filming.
So in
this and this. Remember to filming at we had to discuss like how normal young people go about their days and blah blah blah. So again, at Kimberley, we had to go and meet his grandmom, because that's where he was raised.
Yes.
And then we had to go and meet his high school teacher. He was a very Bamita Teboho.
Yeah.
Teboho was always a good guy. He was a good child in class. Never more get a call. Then we went.
So many people know Nasty, but they don't know proverb. I think, yeah.
Proverb abamanyi bebakulu. I think in Uganda, you can never know the guy unless you listen to. You grew up because he's our age mate, so we grew up in the same era and we listened to each other's stuff. So I actually met Navio when we were there. Nemuleka kwa Outrageous Records.
Yes.
Next thing I heard, he had a deal with them, some like a production deal or something. Because he recorded most of his stuff there. But he featured with us on the song I was working. Because the overall thing was we were supposed to record a song together to sum up the project. So I recorded the song like today in Keda Neninya Plain in Komao. I was there for about 4 weeks, 1 month.
And this documentary is still out.
The documentary, Njina ku VHS. You could bampereza VHS.
Guy wangechali ku tape.
It's so funny. It was not DVD at that time. It would be so expensive.
Oh, it would be nice to have.
I already
had
that ku TV. So because it was SABC whatever material,
which is the biggest
network
for TV.
Bajin Peza Buedes as a token of appreciation for me taking part in it. Otherwise, it wouldn't make any sense for me not to watch something that I featured in.
So was it you who went to South Africa and met Guru?
No, I didn't meet
That was
Guru.
Saba.
That's somebody else, probably.
That was Saba.
It wasn't me.
Okay.
Wasn't me.
So let me ask you about, because we have talked about so many things. We have talked about music. We have talked about inspiration. Went down memory lane. Maybe but I remember one time, twali awo nga tutudde n'ongamba enswa yange erina olubuto. And enswa in Tinda slang it means my queen. But you're talking about, man, they're expecting, and then before I knew it, you had a son.
I got a son, yeah.
How did fatherhood change you? Because nimanya kayimba ko kebaita daddy loves you, but I don't know. I didn't ask you about psychologically
I don't know,
what you are going through. I couldn't relate, but now I do.
That moment,
how did it change you?
That moment, let me see. This is 2010. 2010. I was 32. My son was born in 2011 in July.
Yes.
Something happened when my son was born. It changed my whole perspective on life and what I wanted to do with myself. There's so many things that I slowly started backing away from, but at the same time I realized I was getting older. So I recorded this. I started writing this album, Grown Man Talk.
I remember that.
That is why. That's what
Grown Man Talk.
My Grown Man Talk.
So 32, you thought you had grown, eh?
33.
So you thought you had grown.
Jesus died at 33.
And how does that rhyme Maguire? Jesus died at 33. The 32 shot. Your math teawera or one Naz. Mr. Well, Naza ina 2 albums. Sorry to digress. Naza ina 2 albums where the math does not math.
Who was it?
What were you in the farm? Eh?
That's Foxy Brown.
Foxy Brown,
you're cutting her down. The math.
The math did not math.
Now Foxy.
Math did not math. Grams is
I was born in 78, but by 1985 I was 10 years. You tell me adding her up like adding.
Bakutula grams out.
About selling grams.
Nga math is not math. Atene phase on where gamba Jay-Z.
Yeah, you know ghostwriter.
But here's the thing. So nobody in studio checked that rhyme that it wasn't mathing.
Opportunity yok recording jukira yakuba verse yankanetya. Verse yali mpamvu ga cannabis ku beats from the east or Capadona ku Winter Wars.
Yes.
So if you're going to put somebody on as a debut, no muteka kwa as a highlight.
She sounded amazing. She sounded amazing. But
yeah. Meaning the person who wrote for her, I'm against Gemanjinyo.
Naza ine your rhymes man about that's 33. Jesus died at age 33. That's 32. Somebody look up the lyrics. That's 32.
Was that from was that from what? Yeah, you go on the carry the cross. Is that the song?
I think it was Carry the Cross.
Carry the Cross from God's Son. Eh?
Yeah.
I wasn't really big on those Nas albums. We're not Gamba. We always have these arguments. My only Nas is the first one. Everything else after that, I can't be bothered.
But isn't it funny that now I'm a West Coaster? era bwe mpulira Kendrick ngamba bembwata.
Wakyusa tokyayagala bagayi baabo mu East?
I'm an East Coaster through my music, but recently with the emergence of K.Dot, because K.Dot combines. Okay, why are you laughing? Because to me, K.Dot combines some of the things that I'm passionate about, which is the black consciousness, uplifting it,
but also the lyricism and
the lyricism and the music arrives, right?
Yeah.
Then I take the guys that you used to love about G.Funk, right?
Yeah.
The music is amazing, but it's also very self-destructive in a way. What that does. Bitches ain't shit. Snoop's message is don't make a whore a housewife. Like Net Dog, it's not fun if the homies can't hit. So everything about it was gin and juice, and it has a lot of like self-destruction. But without I enjoy a little bit of that part.
I think it's just
but
fun.
I also like the upliftment of
your community and
my community and the conscious. So Kendrick is the only artist that I found from the West Coast that combines
all the elements.
He combines the party, the fun. If I gotta slap a pussy ass nigga, I'ma make it look sexy. That's funny to me. Mulimu ojukira pimpa yakwatanga powder na muteeka mu ngalo bwati nakuba abantu yeah, so
yakubanga backhand.
So that's funny to me, and so you find that humor in Kendrick's music with the upliftment, then a beat in the jungle, it's heavy. But I used to love the East Coasters because much as they had the gangster music, you also had a song
hey man,
you had
you're something, no Julie,
Jay-Z, even Jay-Z,
even I listen to Regrets and all those songs they are called from the Reasonable Doubt album. My God, the one where you must love me.
You must love me.
You must love me. There's some songs.
Wishing on a Star.
Wishing on a Star.
That made the production for me made me love the East Coast.
Jay-Z, Jay-Z
Nas on Nas is like. Actually, I think the day we met na freestyling, Nas is like, if possible.
When that took a talk by when we go in the room, Imperial. You have the footage.
Boom. Actually, talk is saying boom. Nas is like, yes.
That's when I did With That Boy. With That Boy. That's why I wrote With That Boy for the album, Naruto.
Oh, that's really dope.
Yeah, it was a long time ago, but it was a very dope time.
That's really dope, my G. That's really dope. So
a good time to be alive.
So fatherhood too, say your son has come through. You're saying that you're mature by the age of you felt mature.
I started writing stuff. That whole album was Julie. The things I was talking about. I was writing stuff about Survivor, blah blah blah. I'm doing this because then I realized, you go through so much, but there's a lot ahead. There is stuff that is coming. So it could even get worse, or it could get better.
Yes.
When you turn so cooler, now you start having those reflective moments, which you could think it could get better for you, or it could get worse for you.
Yeah.
So yeah. It changed me a lot, but at the same time, it also made me maybe a happy person, happier person than I was.
I remember. I remember. Twalina na tama guy no take a tama boy. Obang ningamba guy has kuserira ka womwana.
Na didn't so get. Na didn't so kufuna stress boy.
Yeah, man.
So getting a child could choose.
Yes,
I'm sure you felt that way many times.
Oh yes.
Like, since your son was born.
It made me understand so many things. My guys, fellow people. Going through.
I mean, even then, you come to Akubuza, gee, no cousin, it's like people are pressuring.
But you know
people
what?
Pressure you to have a child. They don't know.
Yeah, but you know what? For a very, very long time, I never wanted kids.
Yeah.
I think I told you guys this over.
You never wanted. You want cut out for it.
I always felt like. A child deserved a more mature parent.
I
didn't feel like the guy to bring a precious life into.
When you get a child, you realize, siyasobola kugenda ku disco. Remember, that's how we stopped going to Silk. You can then look at out Silk 2011.
Yes,
I never went back to Silk.
Yes.
And I was like, if I was to go out, I want to go and watch football.
Yes.
Kafunda. So I choose.
That's
a lot of time. You look for me, or joking auntie, you look for me.
I used to call you like, yo, G, we are going to Rouge.
Government, no, I don't, not today, not tonight. No.
Gangamba, there's a bottle for you. Guy, when I'm staying home, I'm voting money. Gangamba, this guy now, baby.
So you change.
So it made me understand people.
At some point, because you referee like cutting in some disco.
Yes.
Centers and what dengula moving to be a kid and changing as you know. You
start thinking about
it. Something else in you, and you get used to it over time. Because now I enjoy, hanging out with my friends like I used to back then. Even though I don't hang out that much, I go to the same spot. In fact, I always told him I've never had
easy
to assassinate. I've always had the same spots. The same pattern. The same pattern and whatever.
So never change.
I never changed.
Yeah, man.
Boom, boom. I never changed. But one of my best.
But you did
songs,
change. You did change.
You changed. No, you changed, but you didn't. When he did the song, Never Change.
Yeah.
He was talking about his hustling ways. I'm still hustling, same clothes for days.
Yes.
I never changed my clothes. I never changed my street ways.
It's like Jay-Z, Ignazi yali mutufu Jay-Z yali tanaba kubanga yenyini yeropa na gamba stay in the same clothes for days.
Wabeda ku street, Emma. I better ku street like a Gambia. Snow, rain, come snow. In the same Vakumachali, what or wooden wuziba. You hustlers working the night mostly. So I never did. I cannot cure with the Changa, Charlie, the same bini, the same gunda. Kumala stash Jaina.
There's a line in Jenjagalo Kupuzako because you and I talk bars when we get together. What was Jay's line, Jay's Jayagamba? Along with, if we stay strong, we can get paper longer than people's arms.
Yeah, along with, if we stay strong, we can get paper longer than people's arms. What song was that?
I'm like a dog. I never speak, but I understand.
I'm like a dog. I don't speak, but I understand. Where my dogs are from Never Change.
Actually, that's not what I wanted to ask you about. That's easy.
That is my best. That's my best Jay-Z song. Never Change.
Never Change is a dope song.
Man,
actually, it's the same song. It's Never Change.
Never Change. Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
At the heart of the city.
No, besides the sample. Plus, I think it's too violent.
Okay,
it's too noisy. I don't like it.
A
little noisy.
Which I think is a very, very clever bar.
Jumanji, like short sleeves or bare arms.
Which is really dope.
Yeah.
Which is really, are you reasonable doubt, right?
Yeah.
Then one Jagamba, recently on the Khalid's album, he says, kicking snow off a frozen team.
You're going there. I think God did.
God did. So does it say kicking snow off a frozen team?
Kicking snow
off a frozen team. So because he's standing in the same spot for days, kicking
snow off a frozen team. A Timberland.
Yes.
Because like his teams is in the same place, so they go to stand stacking snow and everything. Yeah, kicking snow off a frozen Timberland. Yeah.
Or is this saying because Jay-Z is double-edged, or is this saying, you know, Jay-Z yakwatanga ba young Gizabo ngabagamba, instead of okwaters all this money that you've got from all these record labels, instead of you buying 10,000 chains, you don't need to ice. Let me buy you a kankulage bakola business is smart. Buy a building. Isn't that
buy an art piece that's going to be
that's going to accumulate. So, and I remember also the story where he found Stevie J on another racist owners. So he slaps the bottle. It was Jesus saying this story. He slaps the bottle from whatever's arm. Namwa Ace of Spades. But is this saying kicking snow off a frozen team like they are washing the money? Or is it saying
he stood in the same spot? For a very long time.
Yeah.
That when the snow he didn't care, because normally when they hustle it gets rough.
Yeah. Yes. Zambuka. Okay. Mwana jigo yali. What's your best rap verse or rap bar that you've ever had and you're like, wow?
By Jigga or by
any artist. Gamba when Julia na Gamba.
Right now I can't even remember. You know why?
Because there's so many.
There's so much stuff that even right now I don't even listen. I just find myself downloading stuff and just keeping it because I was used to downloading and listening. But now I don't even have time to listen.
Yes.
I just download and keep. So when somebody asks me, do you have this? Yes, I have it. Do you want it? Yeah.
Okay. But you listen to soul music a lot, or R&B?
I listen to the same stuff. I listen to funk.
Funk.
Yeah, I listen to damn funk, and When what's his name? Dumb Funk and another guy, Steve Arrington.
Neto is a Daft Punk.
No, that's EDM.
I know. But let me ask you a question, because so many of the fans want to know. Sagala sounding anga this guy. Why don't you rap in Luganda? Yet you know Luganda, you communicate well in Luganda. Most of your records zirimo English. But yet every time I've heard you speak Luganda, one of your best songs for me is Chana Chiwala, because wawane nswaga iwang. Nengamba chaka kana yako kubide Lady Bre. I say
the one thing. I'll be honest, and I want everyone to actually take me seriously when I tell you this.
Yes.
For so long, I tried to master the Luganda, I think, if the flows and deliveries.
Yes.
Luganda.
Yes.
I failed.
That's crazy.
You won't even believe me, but that's the truth.
Yes.
I find it more easy. I find it much more easy to speak Luganda when Banyumia now.
Yes.
But I cannot get those lyrics over those words in Kugambi, in those exact words. Nenzite kaku pen.
Yes.
Around the sound. I think I'll come up sounding corny. Even though my name is Chentu.
I understand. I totally understand.
So I told individuals, you know what?
Yes.
I'll do this thing, and as long as people understand my message, I don't do punchlines or whatever. I can do an MC song, but most of my stuff is basic English.
No, it's delivery,
just basic
swag,
and everything. No, it's basic English. Very easy to understand. I don't use so many hard lyrics and hard lines and stuff. It's just normal stuff. I'll do a song, and everything change. You get is basic to somebody. Like, that's how I write my stuff. That's why I decided. I was like, you know what? Since I can't express myself hip-hop wise, Muluganda, the way I would have loved, or the way I feel it should be done. Because there's so many, you guys are so talented when you're delivering that stuff, to a point that if I stood next to you in Muluganda, and now you're going to wash me, man, and then people will be like, oh, you're right, that's the bottom line. So I'll stay the other side and have you do it well in Luganda.
But you know what, to your credit, one time to Alia Golobi, and we're recording a project with a French, Actually, my verse did not even come out, but I remember someone on that project said, do you know what's missing? An MC who speaks English but is so Ugandan, because but when you listen to them, they're not they're not sounding different. Like for me it sounds like so different, but you're the only guy who raps. I tried
a lot.
I mean, from your generation, like among the originals who really raps in English, but it sounds so Ntinda. It sounds so Ugandan.
I tried so hard to make up for not being able to express myself on a record in Luganda.
Yeah.
To sound Ugandan as a rapper that does it in English.
Yes.
That is what I told people. I told people my stuff is very... When I did the East Africa party, my first song, what did I do? This is the way we get down at an East African party. Hands in the air, everybody. This is the way we get down at an East African party. Hands in the air, everybody.
But you know,
that's that.
You're
so
it's
English, but it's basic. It's not. I didn't say, I crashed the party or that. Some people have expressed in a different way.
Yeah,
you understand.
But your love for that is the same way people love. The same way people love Snoop Dogg when he's flowing.
I listen so much to Snoop, and I notice that most of his stuff is thingy. It's a basic. It's the way. Do you know Eminem is basic?
Very basic.
The only thing about Eminem is his delivery.
Yes.
But Eminem will tell you.
He uses very basic words.
Arms of any. They vomit on his shirt. The mom's spaghetti.
He's rhyming
English words.
Calm and ready.
You got that? Calm and ready. But it's all basic English words that you find in the dictionary. Nothing slang, nothing.
You
realize that he has no slang.
I need to give you your flowers. Sorry for cutting you short. I need to give you your flowers before we go ahead. You're the artist with the most hip-hop albums. Most people don't know that. You're the most prolific hip-hop artist when it comes to albums.
Yeah.
So you're out there.
Yeah, dropping now.
Yeah, you're dropping.
You don't ask me why I have so many albums.
I'm not going to ask you that because I know you're prolific, you're passionate about the culture. I know where it comes from. But you're also the only guy who has ever given out his phone number. On a song.
Oh yeah.
Guy, yasoma number ye yona. People don't even know this song.
Nothing Compares.
There's a song called Nothing Compares. It's a
Urban
classic
Life,
song.
You haven't asked me about Urban Life.
Urban Life.
We'll get to Urban Life.
That's where we're going. That's where we're going
to.
to. That's where we're going to.
Okay.
Oliyimba know Nothing,
so
because to me Nothing Compares was like, oh my God, this song is so
the love
dope.
song. So anytime that you need me,
Yeah.
077 47 20 35, be the DJ, page me, and I'ma be there. Never leave you lonely, I swear. 'Cause baby girl, to you,
Nothing compares. Man, that's really dope.
Yeah, man.
Guy so he spat game and gave out his phone number.
But you know why?
On a song. Did the girls call you?
People called me. No, here's one. My old friend from high school.
Yeah.
I last saw him in 95 with Twamala Senior 4.
Yes.
Then he always, to London. So
Yes.
his dad would always take him back for the holidays to London.
Yes.
Now come on, his name is Richard. Richard, on Music Uganda, shout out to P-Tech.
Yeah, rest in peace,
Because
P-Tech,
P-Tech
man.
came up with Music
Uganda.
.com,
The first Ugandan website, by the way, people would
that's
go
where
get
we put
music.
our profiles and our music.
Yes.
So this guy listened to Urban Life. Yandaba muchifananyi nga nkute Rionga, EY's, JT, but never know to wait till we're all standing. I wrote with a pencil. I was sure with a pen.
Yeah.
And that's the picture that was on Music Uganda with my handwriting on the pen with each one's name. So when you listen to the song, Young Kubida. Yo, this is Richard Chanda. Where have you been? I'm a good guy. Well, no. Anytime that you need me, 077 47 20 35.
I wish you could get that number
My
back.
God,
I
tried to. No, I tried to.
Try to get that number back. That's crazy.
That's crazy. That was my first line.
That's crazy.
So he was so happy. He was like, I got your number
from your verse.
Listening to this verse of yours.
Yes.
And I was lucky. And guess what? That's the time I was planning to go to my brother's wedding in Manchester.
Yes.
So he lives in London, remember.
Oh, shout out to your brother, by the way.
Yeah, good. Okay. He's coming back next year.
Yes.
Ngamba
G, you need to be here in London. I need to
get
your show in London. There was a promoter that he had, Ngagamba, actually linking London, Manchester. We do some
Doctor something. There's a producer called Doctor. He's worked with Wu-Tang and them,
Yeah. Exactly, that's what he told me.
Yeah. Now listen, Richard. Mugamba, guess what? Next week I'll be in Manchester. When you're in Manchester, you save my number because you have to come see me. And when I went to Manchester after the wedding, he actually bought me a ticket to travel to London. So I spent Christmas and New Year's with him, 2002.
That's amazing.
So all through that line, that verse, where I spell my number and whatever. So
great. So how did Urban Life?
How did Urban Life come to life?
Il Mob, then
Bataka,
and then
while I was in Bataka, and before I went solo, Urban Life happened.
Okay.
You know why? You know how it happened? Urban Life, these are kids that just come to my house. Neighborhood, I feel like I told you people used to come to my house.
So after Babaluku went with his,
we again the Babaluku, we again the thing.
No collaboration.
But after a while, Bataka, it was Steve already tongue is down. And then these kids I'm trying to I hang out with and they want my help.
And they're Tinda people
was,
now.
Too Crooked, who you now know as Rionga.
Oh,
there
Crooked.
was Minus, who you now know as Jetty.
Rionga used to be called Crooked.
Too Crooked. Yeah.
We're discovering rappers' names.
Too Crooked.
Before.
Then was Exquisite, who you now know as EY's.
And
then there was Wardstorm.
Bano.
Yeah, my boy Bano.
Yeah,
so, and plus my brother AK. You're forming an Urban Life with his two friends.
But
when he left,
Wardstorm owes us an album. You say it. Wardstorm is in London or is where?
Liverpool. London. Yeah.
Okay.
He's in the British Army,
owes us an album.
No, we'll keep pressing him. My no skills are man. He's my Wu-Tang guy, man.
He's your Wu-Tang guy.
Every time I think Wu-Tang, I remember.
I think you're the guys in East Africa. If Wu-Tang is to have a 37th chamber, this would be the Biggs, BS Skills,
Instinct.
Ila Instinct,
ne Wardstorm.
They're
all scientific East Coasters.
So who's your best Wu-Tang member, Gwe?
The Jizza. Genius. The G's are genius.
I think for that, only what G's and Angan do what G's and in a killer instinct. Now you are going to.
Well, I got a dick. We got a ghost face. I
got a ghost face.
Ghost face. No, skills.
Skills.
I got a new ghost face.
Yes.
I remember he had the Supreme Clientele and Iron Man.
Actually, be a skills. See what chef.
Skills were ghost ne chef. I got to know the combination.
Yes. But I'm a Jiza guy. The guy with liquid sword.
Yeah. So I told my kid Bambi, I didn't know Bayamba. I was like, there was a bridge between Bataka and then me going solo, and these kids that want to rap and they want competition. They look at Clear Cut and they're in the same age group and they're in the same school. And they're like, no, we're better than Clear Cut. That was their thing.
Which school was this now?
The Myth Hillside.
Yeah.
With Papito.
Yeah.
And Langman.
Yeah.
I think at JB. Then Navio Ali Aga Khan. So part of urban life, Ali Aga Khan, I'm thinking.
So,
but we all knew Clear Cut.
Urban life was who and who? Besides Crooked.
It was started by my brother AK.
Yes.
Together with Wordstorm.
Yes.
And Gondi and EYs.
Yes.
The three of them. Then my brother left for the UK.
Yes.
So these two Nebasigala, and they were my friends, and they used to come to my house as well. So Nebagamba, you know what? Let's rebuild this. They used to be called urban thugs. I'm like, we're going to remove the thugs from it and just call it urban life.
Whenever rappers tell him their name, is like, fuck that.
No, man. It was urban thugs. The thug bit of it was it was too corny. I told them, you know what? We can do this. We can do this in a better way. They will take us seriously if we have a name. That is appealing. Urban life. We're urban artists and we're urban kids and blah blah blah. And this is the life we're talking about.
Yes.
So one day Gundi Naleta Ruyonga. Wordstorm Naleta Ruyonga. He's my homeboy from school, King's College, Akuba. So our motto was, once you enter the basement, the first thing you do, beat a Vedako, you have to write a 16. So all of us write a 16. So the MC of the day, we're declaring after everyone has dropped their 16. We write it in 30 minutes.
Yes,
so guess who the MC of the day was?
Who was?
The crooked response like syphilis, Mike specialist.
Ruyonga. Shit.
That
was the bar.
That's how
spit it again.
The crooked response like syphilis, Mike specialist, let them get the feel. All this. I can't quite remember. But that's how we started his song. But you imagine that verse. You want
imagine then.
For 2001 or 2002.
Yes.
And I can never forget that because he was the MC of the day. So we welcomed him into our urban life. So he became part of us. Then JT came in later.
Is he there?
Yeah.
When was the last time you saw him?
JT, I've spoken to him a couple of times.
He got
married. Even the time I underwent surgery, JT is the one that picked me from the hospital.
Yes.
So shout out to JT.
Shout out to JT. JT is a producer. What was the name? Yego Production?
Yego, he doesn't have Yego anymore. He was working for some Americans who own a thing here, recording studio called Ads and stuff.
Yes.
So he's the in-house producer.
Shout out to you, man. Shout out to you, bro.
Now he's no longer playing.
Shout out to you, my brother.
Plus he got married and he's got kids and everything. So JT joined us.
You are saying that Akube Chikalu?
I'm telling you, you'll never find him
way.
With his long sleeve t-shirts or his short sleeves.
Yes.
He's always tucked in.
Yes.
He's changed his whole steez, man. He used to be the most stubborn out of the whole crew, urban life. But now he's the one that's most at peace.
Shout out to you, JT.
He's the one that's most at peace with life and himself.
Before we run, I need to ask you this. I need to ask you this because when I think about Ntinda, I think about two MCs mainly.
Who's that?
Actually, guys, we are ill MCs out here. Like literally.
You're sick when you spit. We catch a disease.
That
will make us vomit.
Nelly said, "Yakubi bawa na gamba mbo wade." What about that? Wade kubera kuba ill kuchitufude ba professor.
The professor. That was when the COVID was on.
Yeah, man. That's a new battle. Professor, tuli mu kufesa.
Yeah. What about Ntinda?
Ngenda kubuza history. I know this is crazy. I remember one time.
Yeah.
So Ntinda has 3 MCs to me. Abali major benda. You.
Yeah.
The other person, I cannot go to mention, and then the late Lumix. The late Lumix, you guys are brothers. ne waliwo time mwali mulina there was a battle about to happen.
Lumix did like Lumix tripped over some one night.
Like, man.
One night Twalico spot after.
Yeah.
And there was this DJ Bobby used to host that talent thingy on Friday nights.
Yes.
Shout out to DJ Bobby. So Bobby, I used to perform a lot because you remember being Tinder, Tempeda Kumpi spot after. We were always there, blah blah blah. Remember we met a lot of times.
Yeah. I remember Bobby. Shout out to Bobby too.
So one time Lumix Naja.
Yeah.
He wanted to perform, but for some reason, I don't know if Bobby really liked this guy or not. And he could have just given the guy a chance to rap and everything. I would have gone easy. I mean, the guy in a beat, when I said I want to rap, Bobby wasn't down.
He was like,
nah. So the show ends, and we get into the car again to go to the club to still, because Bobby used to play still. So to sang up a Lumix man book, I think he had waited for so long and gotten fed up, so he's going up.
Yes.
And then we're going up. And one day I heard him say, man, fuck you. He was pissed off, like, fuck you. So I think he felt and conspired with Bobby to not let him perform.
Okay.
So we had this is now later on to the cool Sabrina's. I was at the back. You went up on stage and you were rapping. You're like, yo, shout out to the legendary Lyrical G. I see you in the back.
Exactly.
So later on, when his cut comes on, he's introduced to go and rap. Yo, the guy's intro is like, so he's got his whole clique of
guys. Let me first tell the story properly.
Well, no, he's got his whole clique of videos.
I was on stage. It was my moment. Rap.
Yeah.
And I'm like, first song, and I'm like, oh, shout out. I'm beginning recognizing the people in the area. I'm like, shout out to a legend in the building, my friend, Lyrical G, Aliao. Nemala's performance young
later on when
Lumix comes on next
with this squad of Valley Cav.
The guy is like it was gangster. Spotlight on him is like
before somebody stood out here and said
someone stood out here and he called
somebody, he said somebody a legend. We say, fuck that shit.
We're like, fuck.
I'm like, okay. No, motherfuckers, they were like, oh, why you because I was quiet, I was in the corner. I was saying hello to everyone in the middle. And this is about 5-6 p.m.
Yes.
Not even night time when individuals are high. It's just in the evening about this time. So people are supposed to be calm and collected because it's sure a day. And Lumix didn't take it. Could be a rap, never guy, and you say, and I'm looking at them and I'm like, okay. So next time I hear somebody young have you listened to think this guy is dissing you on his tracks? I'm like, how do you mean? He's not mentioning your name, but he's talking about
he's
wanting that than you, he's doing this and this and this.
Yes.
And I'm like, what's up with this cat?
So he was
all
ready
because
for war.
Of Bobby, all because of Bobby. This guy is going all out.
And you had nothing to do with it. Just because you know Bobby. Yeah.
So guy Nengamba can see the kid. Now he answered at that time. This is like what, 2009. I was writing my album, the GMC project.
Yes.
DJ Shark of Boston Young Pedals a beat. Through Jerome Black, J Black of Batavazi.
Yes.
It's really recorded.
Hey, Jerome Black.
I knew this boom bap.
Yes.
I told Lumix apart Kusonga. I told him, without mentioning his name, but I'm sure. Rest in peace to Lumix, and we squashed beef afterwards.
I know you. The only reason I'm asking you this is because I know you guys already squashed beef.
We squashed even by the time he passed. It wasn't that his video.
Yeah.
It was a sad thing for him to pass away and the way he passed on, you know. But I was like, no, I'll get my revenge. Every time I remember that moment where I was like, somebody saying, we said, fuck that shit. And now this guy got
I tell you, today.
No beer. And I'm looking at these guys and they're Sabrina.
There's a depression. Yeah.
This guy got me.
Yes.
God, me guy, not this not Bobby. I tell you, it's gone off on me.
There are 3 moments I remember.
I guess he just didn't like the fact that in Vantinda and kids used to come to my house, just like kids used to go to his Valley Cave, you know. Because remember, he produced so many of them.
You were 2 production houses, about 2 meeting hip hop spots.
He felt he was more Tinda than us on the other side, and then was it Chigowa?
Yeah.
We're on the other side, you know. It's so for him it was like, his boys are not better than my boys. But without actually saying that.
Actually, it's the same way Suge Knight bwe yagenda ku stage n'agamba bad boy.
Now with bad boy, they already had the beef. Something had happened.
There was something there already.
Gunshots went off just came out of nowhere. Jermaine Dupri's party.
Because I think I might have dabbed him even before I went to stage.
You probably did. Yeah, you did. Because you had recorded the song Wayimba Musaja.
Musaja, yes. Oh, I had already done Musaja.
Yeah, this is why. This is not now. This is like 2009.
Oh, interesting.
While you had your songs, Musaja, those first songs were that's why for him, it was thinking you were close to him because you had recorded.
So he was like, how is it
possible that you mentioned me?
So I was a part of the beef without even knowing it because I didn't know
me and blah blah. You shouted him out. You shouted out to Valley Cav Lumix, but you also shouted me. So it killed him maybe because you used legend. To introduce me or to refer to me. Maybe he preferred you use it to him or whatever.
Yes.
It was senseless for him to think to have a go at me. Now in a gamba, on a guy.
It was serious, by the way. It was like it was spoken with. It was spoken with so much emotion.
You look for that. The video is on there.
Stronger. It was spoken with so much emotion. I think you're guy getting a big weight.
Guy tanjagala.
So rap fans try to gamba one battle ya
Lyrical G. This guy, what did he do to you?
Yes.
To, what did you do to the guy for him to? And people never understood. I told you, I don't know why this guy is pissed off. It's probably because Bobby.
Yes.
They take a list to perform.
Interesting. So I always wondered about that. It's great that you've given me the history and the context.
That's one of the short-lived beefs. So one of the
yes. But it was really interesting. It's a moment. In the Musaku Sabrina's in the Jokirawa moments, the first one when P-Tech brings me onto stage, Abrams introduces me. The other one, actually, there's moments. The other one was about Rocky Giant here, Janaimba Mulembe Guavaras, and they chased him. Or was it one ragga person was chased off the stage? I think Saba Yamogoba.
Bagoba Rocky Giant.
Rocky Giant Goba.
Saba Yamuskayo. That's why Rocky Giant had a very long-standing beef with Saba. But he had but Saba, you can't beef with Saba because he wasn't going to record songs to diss you.
Yes.
You're not hip-hop.
You're not hip-hop.
We chased him. He's not hip-hop.
You guys think this stuff of you're not hip-hop has just started now.
Exactly.
You're not hip-hop.
No, we have to send you.
I have raps.
This guy is rapping on stage. He went and actually,
mind you, he was on stage rapping.
You're organizing the hip hop night. So he told the guy, you did the guy bad.
You did the guy bad.
No, he's not hip hop. This is real hip hop. This is hip hop night.
At another time, I also remember why the artist. I think it was P-Tech. P-Tech nalabanga nyize nyo and
he should have let the kid rap.
Gagamba Shadrach. Mwana lekera okuleta wanendo simanya bagayi bo and batakuba ebintu ebitali hip hop. Like he was so passionate about what he was talking about. Oba he was talking about someone who was not hip hop was on stage. Nenga passion gayo geza.
Gondi yajja.
Ani.
Ne bamutera ko beat. Basuka kuteka gondi jukira mosh. Omaika ati bagayi ba hip hop bazibu nnyo.
Yes.
Bagayi ba hip hop. Bwabeera on stage. Oba ku show yabwe. Tebagala muntu mulala atakuba rap
kubeera ku stage
kwambukayo okujjako
because they rarely get stages
wakoze hook ku luyimba lwa hip hop naye bino kyogenga mumpeeko nange munteekeko Mr. Moshi yalugwamu lumu ne good ne his excellency yalugwamu lumu beat ya gana bamuwa beat ajitula buna yega yeah so guys were like guys were agitated but the guy he's a nice guy
he's a legend
he was invited to come and attend the show. Some things I shouldn't be saying, but hey, these are hip hop moments.
But these are moments where guys
we need to relive and people need
we
to
don't want to hear anything else
on stage. Look back to them.
If
they look back, they'll remember this. We don't lie. Me, I don't lie. I tell the facts the way they happen because I was there.
Yes.
So he came through and we kept picking him up and everything was on point. He came and addressed us. Why your beat? Why your beat?
Have a rapper in the jungle.
Look at that guy in the Kuba Mudanso. It's dance or the Chicola. I'm saying, man.
That's crazy. That's crazy, man.
No, na yate yete bamujjayo nga bajjayo Moshi. Moshi ye bamusikayo. Bamugamba bali bakoye juka Moshi ali all over the place. Abera musiuka akuba ali ku TV ali buli wamu atazze ne ku hip hop akuba guy ne baganda. This is too much. They were just not happy that the guy was, you know.
Which one? Michael Ross moment namusekerera when I met him. So. Michael Ross again nazine wa G.N.L nga yechaga chango.
That's one moment.
Back what a guy wedge.
There's no one I know any go in the reason or any right. Quite a munemukas. I felt so bad for Michael. That was uncalled for. No one deserves that shit. Especially getting thrown up. There's only idle way. He had been with the guy who won. He had been with them the pre-concert, the press conference.
Yes.
And everyone knew the guy was going to perform.
The reason I'm laughing is because it's funny as fuck.
It's crazy, man.
It's
Snoop Naja nevanskayo.
Nizo kweta. Atendo linda ko. Baiza kwanga bakuseyo.
Snoop Naja ngagoye nayo ngenda yo nenda. Nevankwada nevanshovika walayo munsanga newanisa. Ngati amasuka newanika ko.
Guy wa waliwo kusikayonga. Waliwo kusikayonga artist bakoseza G.N.L bagamba tugende.
No batambula ne ku escort you.
Bakwata kujeking eriyo zaba. Bakwata underwear yennyini bakola wedge. So in the remix of Bosti angagamba kugoba ku stage kukasukanga Michael, he had to feature. That shit was funny as fuck. But to be fair, Michael Ross earned every right to be on that stage.
He was the only one supposed to
security
be.
That do not value artists like, because it would have been a moment.
It would
have been a moment the next day to be celebrated.
I don't know why.
Michael Ross akoze chinene. But I'm so sure
G.N.L
had seen on the press conference.
Yalina yenga bamugambye n'omugamba tewali muntu mu Uganda muno asinga ku idolizing this video.
Michael Ross yazinanga in those jeans. Remember that
wali ali nabo.
Ziponi.
Naye manyi we yayambukayo wa
yayambukambo
akutte mic.
Yeah.
The Negro was giving out flowers. So olimba beat ezanya in the background. Michael Bambi nayambuka so yatanso kola that belly thing.
Omuntu ntwemo
na mwa njukira olubuto lunene yalita kyasobola kola eyo go in the belly dance ya pony. So Michael yali ajigira when the guy who the hell was that nigga?
I don't know who the hell was that, but security you did Michael Ross.
No one deserves what Michael Ross. I keep telling my boys, remember I've known so many people in my lifetime.
Yeah.
But you leave somebody else.
That doesn't stop the fact that it's one of the funniest Ugandan moments I've ever seen. You didn't see him?
No, genuine yaliaga babimulieno. Chicks
he didn't know.
I think
I'm not
Michael we abuko kuba dance. Genuine yalitalabi yalaba bulai bakasuka guy. He did not know. He did not know that this is the guy about Gize. He was busy giving out flowers and stuff to girls. Girls were screaming his name. This guy never was a Michael Zekuta moment.
Michael was Tarichidam. But to be fair, you know, I laugh because I met Michael actually in Emugamo Gaiwa. That was one of the most funniest. We laughed about it, right? He also laughs about in the Yampa context of how it happened, and Olabida Dalanga, the security guy, was wrong.
I think he was just waiting to embarrass him.
Yeah.
Because it's not an American security, it's Ugandan. I told you, I like
Gaiwa. Kat Michael Ross might come back to Uganda and he has a big project. I bet he remembers the face of that guy.
Do you know that he has never been back since? Actually, he left a little after that event. He has never come through after that incident.
Yeah, but he's never come. He's doing well. He's doing his thing. Ali healthy.
Yeah. I see him on thing. Ali Boston,
Ali Boston, but I've met him 3 times ever since I've been there.
Yeah, but he's recording.
Boston
he's got
twice.
A new song.
Then I hosted him more West Side. On West Side once. Yeah.
He's a good guy. We came up together.
He's one of the most. He's Usher. He's Raymond.
We went on tour with
Ugandans don't respect your celebrity. Oh, what?
We went on tour. Blue 3, Michael, Benon, and 2 man. I remember, man. So guy Mkute or Mujag. No. No one deserves
that was nice. That was nice. That was. Ate he was mid-stronger wave tenebala kutuuka.
They didn't give him time to.
Actually, amenyeka agayi bamusti.
They didn't give him time to engage. They didn't give him time to express himself.
Yes.
Because Ndulu yali evuga. When he got up, Ndulu, guys were happy. Church were happy. Yeah, guy turned to send it.
But about my.
Michael, you're struggling, and a guy knows a guy. They can't blame for the guy now. What kind of book? Now I'm waiting over the
guy. No. Tute kola muka cartoon in that story. Cartoon bebakolanga. You know, Ross is so love for you, man. You're a legend. We enjoy your music.
He's one of the dopest, man.
You're one of the dopest.
That shit, man. Nah.
Yeah.
Like, if we can find that in the video. But he's a nobody.
Only Godfather.
No, he's a nobody. No one cares about him. Until
the Godfather caught a cup of what now stroking and agam that was disrespectful. We should go get him. My Godfather started with you single kunyomira. Because I know you're a movie guy too.
The second one, they removed De Niro as Sicily, then the Valaga and the other events that happened.
Yes.
Yeah, I like two.
Like two.
Because then Al Pacino was able to express himself. And now the weirdest thing is Robert De Niro won an Oscar for that. And yet his story, he was a young.
But so whatever, Michael didn't win? Michael Corleone?
No. De Niro won for the Godfather. Al Pacino has never won for the Godfather.
Did the director win?
What's his name? Who did that?
Was it Coppola or Scorsese?
Francis Ford Coppola, I think.
It might be Coppola, yeah.
I don't know if he won, but I know Robert De Niro won.
Yeah. Are we ever going to see Lyrical G acting?
Yeah,
sure. Njagala film actually film otekamu ne sound
njagala kuzanyayo movie emu naye
tukole Boys in the Hood ya Uganda.
Boys in the Hood ejakoya wala Zipperman versus Spy waliwo Zipperman wechi na Uganda
mutulekemu bagayi
Zipperman we not guy yayogedde this guy he was topless waliwo costume ye oba costume najitunulira the punch. When he punched the guy's costume with Ajagala because they're both superheroes. I didn't know. Never why you kubanga punch.
Guy bange. Guys.
But that's dope, man. That's dope.
To be very serious. So we are going to see you in the future. Or in a if you have to feature in one, what would it be like?
I want to do
a drama or action.
A drama.
Where's a John Woo?
That's too much code. Make believe monje nyo. I want to do something serious, get more kogeda like kogeda na emotion na dialogue and stuff. Yeah, I'll do. I think that would be the best one.
Ona kaba batokaba. Oba gangster tears.
Boy, kogeda kubuza. Yeah, man. It's all these individuals. I'm a very funny individual. I'll tell you one thing.
Yeah.
When you see in between, I don't know if you noticed, in between I transform into Jeff.
Yes,
so when we say, the stubborn side of me, which is Jeff. So people might wonder about the interview.
Yeah.
How come he keeps laughing, switching back and laughing?
Man.
When you sit with me at 12 arguments.
We haven't really gotten there properly. But anyway, your fans love you.
Yeah, man, I love the fans too.
In hip hop, we revere you, we value you. We appreciate. Kumutimbagano. No, but you really deserve all the accolades.
I forgot to tell you and to tell people. But the ones that know, at least a few that I've spoken, or the ones that might remember this story.
Yeah.
I was never cut out. I'm not a rapper. I'm not a musician. I'm not.
Why do you say that?
I just love, like I told you, I gave you the background. I grew up in a musical surrounding.
Yes.
And I loved to listen to pop.
Yes.
Whatever, pop, soul, funk.
Yeah.
And when hip hop came in, I embraced hip hop. And then I realized you can actually, it's easy to do if you can write. Plus, I did literature. whatever in O and A level.
Yes.
So for me, it just came naturally. I like poetry. I like blah blah blah, but not even as much as I used to back then when I was still studying. But I was never cut out for this. I'm not a musician. That's why you see me always learn.
But you produce.
I produce. You
or
know
take
why?
A
Because I love the sound of it. I love the sound of music.
You can refuse music all you want.
Let me ask you.
Nobody's going to believe that.
Okay, let me give you a scenario.
Yeah,
I could probably do or make a beat.
You've also been a radio presenter.
I've worked on radio before, definitely.
Yes.
I'll probably give you 5 to 10 beats.
Yeah.
Without a word in them, but I would make instruments speak. If you ever hear the beats I make.
Yeah.
But what I do, what I incorporate in my hooks.
Yes.
It's me speaking, but it sounds. I'm trying to say something, so I might never say anything. No sample. It's just an instrument.
Yes. No, I'm trying to get what you mean. Yeah.
I'm trying to tell you something with that. Then I'll add something. But that would be like a trumpet.
Yes.
But it's also telling you something. But it's adding on to what the guitar says.
It's a conversation happening in a beat.
Exactly. Every time I make a beat,
yes.
I make those strings talk to each other. But it's me saying something. So that's why I sometimes I like to listen to my beats without words. Because for me, they speak to me. There's something. When I was writing there's something.
No, but actually, this lands me on a very, very good point. For some time, I was mad at you. Why I was mad at you.
Why was that?
It's because one time I picked a beat from a studio, and I thought it was going to be my breakthrough. But that beat, sometimes I listen to beats, then no beat, that to the extent that every time you try to write to it, you're like, what am I going to add on to this? This is already perfect.
It sounds okay the way it is, complete and everything.
So there was one type of that beat. But we were in GKs. Actually, the producer played me. The beat was already yours. Yali beat you. Never na joke mugamba beats zenjagala. We were going through the files, and my mind was like, I want that.
Yeah.
So nengebenda collecting amaja. I think he asked for 200,000. So I began saving money. What? So mbandia onga ku 150. You drop the song. I'm like, fuck, that's my beat. So
I recorded over the shit.
Your song was already out. I was like, fucking hell.
Let me guess that beat. I think that's something like this.
Yes. I listened to that beat for a long time. But when you take a koi, I just know my background. I don't know if it's like a wood thing. So every time I would listen to that, my head would just be like.
I really love that beat. I want you to that element. I never would have thought.
That element. I was pissed off a long time. I'm like, dude, this guy gave out my moment. But you did justice to the beat. So, instruments talking to themselves, right? That reminded me of that because I looked at that beat.
That was the same way.
Even for me, the way I choose beats is because something in that beat tells me a story.
Yeah.
So I try to follow what the beat is actually saying.
Yeah.
I don't know if that's the intention. Your producer, what we've been talking about, the beat just speaks to you. So in that moment, were like this, yeah. To me, it was a complete story that the conversation I was like, what am I going to say on top of this? The conversation is already complete.
Yeah.
So I get when you say
that's
that.
That's what I was saying, man. I'm not a musician, like a singer. I'm not supposed to like a rapper.
But you are a musician because you arrange,
I'm not a star, but I just like to,
you produce basically.
It's very simple for me to, like, I can write a slow jam. Like a slow jam, like a proper slow jam, go kubirako no munyigo. By the way, I can write a slow jam. I love that.
By the way, I have because I know you so well, waliwo bases abantu zempulira, waliwo verses abantu zempulira, nengamba Lyrical G ghost wrote for this guy or for this girl?
No.
I'm not going to out anybody. Again, there's some words I know. There's some for omuntu ono yayitiddeko ewa LG. And you know what's funny? The internet never lies. Ntunuulira when that verse was recorded and I look back on their social media, ng'omulaba achirinze n'omutaka. There it is. There it is. Yeah, man. But tonight, I think we'll go until morning here. You were Semawata legend. Semawata Ministers Village.
Mutesa Road. I say Mutesa Road.
Because I'm Mantinda
Village. Then Gweli one see Kishashi Road. Then come out Ministers Village. Then see that yo.
Yeah.
It's like right now I'm a long thing. We're total church.
So we were the kids that loved hip hop, but not video games that much. What about video games?
You'll never catch me. Even phone games, I don't play them.
You don't play that.
I never grew up. I don't play that shit. Yeah. I was never one for the game. I guess I don't know why. Even old native videos, now Snoop enjoys the
no, even producer. The producer was your friend, Dao.
Yeah, they all love.
Sam Lamara loves.
I've never. And yet my son of Yagalanyo. But
yes.
Even playing what's it? Candy, what they call it? Candy Crush. You never catch me playing.
Yes.
I was never here. My stuff was always about music and just reading magazines and stuff. I always like to read about this. Even right now on Sanga, I guess that's why I'm just, like I told you, I just need a site. New releases. I just download the album. I just download the I'm just now used to it because I've read a lot of these stories. All these stories I tell you, most of them like the ones about these guys are very foreign.
Yes.
From reading too much.
Did you get Customer Vibe, Double XL?
I read how many source mags did I have?
I think we used to get the collection.
I have like a whole gang of source magazines you come in and people stole them. Right now with Jewa Cousins, they're like 3.
People
I
have stolen.
It's all as zero. But I just have like a whole stash.
So let me ask you before we go to Twitter more rapid fire because hip hop.
Sure.
Jay-Z or Nas?
Jigga. Yeah.
Guy on Tagala Nas.
No. I told you there's only one Nas Gwemani, Illmatic. After that, I can't be bothered. I listened to what said Magic. What's the other one? Ina 3.
Oh man, Magic Yakabi. Magic Yakabi.
Maybe I just don't like the idea.
Have you had the beat and made them speechless?
Maybe I'm just not into what's his name? Hit Boy.
Hit Boy Yakube. Only ngoma ya fan.
You Linda Cole. Nazi Gambia, his album with Primo is coming. So you wait and see. Then you
already had the first single. The first single.
Hit Boy. Now, man.
No. But the first single. Okay.
They actually had Nas ne Primo.
Besides the Nas and Primo joint, I think the next producer under that, I would give it to Hit Boy. Simply because Hit Boy has understood Nas and what Nas means to the culture and made that make sense with the present generation without him sacrificing the New York sound. What would the Nas negun Esa Proki?
I like the beat, but that was Primo. But that's more Primo.
Nanto your Nas, you're Nas guy.
I'd much rather listen to a Nas and Alchemist album than a Nas and Hit Boy.
I'm not really.
What's that? Not 3. Yawangulane Grammy. What's
King's Disease?
Nah, man.
Even the one with Lauren Hill.
Lauren Hill.
Car 85, my G.
Lauren Hill, that's all I remember. I remember. Lauren Hill, truth be told.
Nah, man.
Lauren Hill,
Only guy, you know.
Ndego ombuza o Nas ne Jay-Z rwaki tombuza kube Uganda mbuza ko no na
Uganda is okutandika amasasi wano
is okutandika olutalo I imagine
no but I can ask you
no let's keep it a buck let's just
you wanted war then the voice was going to be nigga
atugende
tusigagende Uganda uteyo AK47 guns are loaded I showed you your first take.
I showed you first
on
take.
your tour with Lad Professor. Then I had your album about your take and a dresser. So yeah, I sampled your voice.
I know moments say, I think with every album, I know like 1 or 2 tracks like the tracks that people for me.
For me,
the tracks that people love. I think this is Sagala.
Okay, what's your best?
Let me tell you the song that says Sagala. I don't even rate it. What's that thing? Rewind. I don't like that rewind song. I don't like rewind.
That means Toyagala Kendrick Lamar.
I don't like Kendrick. I don't like Kendrick. I don't like that. Hey, for me, the Kendrick
West Coast guys that love West Coast G-Funk, right? They don't like intelligent sounding. Okuwa example ntufu. And this is not just in Uganda. This is not just in Uganda. Waliwo album Corrupt. We're getting a Snoop nga bakikinga down ebizimbe by'omu New York.
New York.
Rapping he was making fun of them.
No. He's an East Coast rapper.
But it sounded like
they've got shot at. So when they went to shoot the video, he's kicking down buildings in New York.
But he was like sounding like he was being just sarcastic.
Yeah, he was
making fun of
New York style of rap.
Bano ba Snoop, abantu abagala Snoop, abagala Warren G, abagala Daz ne crew ye tebagala nnyo bantu abali awo mbu beefudde abagezigezi.
Man, I asked myself, go to Login or your album, your Eminem. How do you say it? No, from the beginning to the how?
Okay, I also find it difficult. But the first ones you did. The first ones you did.
The first ones I did, but you can't catch me listen to. What's the death of Slim Shady?
You just your surgeries and kamikaze surgeries.
Ongansango changa mpulira GNX. Oba GXL, oba GNX.
Guy wange.
Nah. Olaba damn surgery, oba damn. Wait, I didn't. Wulida.
Podcast with.
Wulida, no. Sawulira lijo to pimp a butterfly is one of the worst pieces of shit when I didn't put it there. And I always told in the video. No, I listened to them and guess what? I always posted Kugundi. Remember, man, I just got done dumping this in my recycle bin.
War in peace inside my DNA.
Can't you hear Umbonsang and Pulida Jeko? Why you waste my time now? I can't be bothered. Nabagamba, I just got up listening to what's that thing for what? We are too like bus, for false prophet. I just got done. I just got done recycle binning.
That album is not his best. That album is not his best.
But people are giving those albums props.
No,
I listen to them and I'm like, I think maybe it's for some people. Maybe I'm not as clever as these guys.
That's not the best J. Cole record. That's not the best J. Cole.
And don't tell me the first one, because the first one,
for me, I love the one which was Bon Sinner? Lyrical Bon Sinner?
Bon Sinner, that's an album, Bon Sinner.
Forest Hills Drive.
Forest Drive.
But there's something in the middle. Anyway, Lyrical Fire what something? Fire Squad. Which one has Fire Squad? Nigga, why you acting like a hoe? Guy, yakube ngomba. But all the other guy banana batagala East Coast rap.
No, I like East Coast rap.
I
told you I grew up listening to EPMD. That's okay to EPMD. I know these other guys.
Okay. Juvenile or Lil Wayne?
Juvenile.
Oh, who did that? Balimo back
Juvenile now way. No. Hey, Juvenile, come on.
Okay, Andre 3000 or Big Boy?
Andre.
Yeah. Of the lyrics or choice of beats?
Andre. Overall, Andre Jakug hanging out with 48 bars going. Well, we got Rick Ross when 16 ain't enough.
Rick Ross hanging out. The fan one Rick Ross who you?
Hanging out Rick Ross on a page. Like the clan.
Bakwata Chiboko. Nebakuba Rick Ross. Namugamba ononyechi wanene with rapping
bars. The song is called When 16 Ain't Enough.
Bakuba Rick Ross kuluyimbo. Tali dam.
Andre Yakuba 48 bars. Nenga tayina chigambo. Oh my God, Andre 3000.
That
flute nonsense. I can't be bothered. That flute nonsense. Do
you know what's funny, my guy? Yeah, I was mad that Andre 3000 was putting out an album like that. But then I was curious because Rick Rubin.
Most of it, Rick Rubin,
yeah.
But you know,
Rick Rubin is a Malibu chap, and I was like, Rick Rubin.
But you nominated for a Grammy.
But that album came at a time, yeah,
when hip hop needed it.
It was the hip hop album. Yakola Sajja for Fruit. But it came at a time in my house, right, where I couldn't listen to rap, I couldn't listen to music. It was the only album I could play. Baby, my baby had just been born. So the only sound that I could play as music in my house was a flute sound. Isn't that crazy? And that if you love meditating and sitting quietly somewhere in the water and sit with your thoughts, that's the kind of joint you take. Agambia miss me with that bullshit. Or going forward, Foxy Brown, Nelly Kim.
Foxy.
Mwagala Foxy kubanga asinga Kim okulabika obulungi.
No, mwagala nyo because of her Jamaican roots. I feel like she spread out. Yasigala only on the hip hop thing. When Lil Kim tried it was welcome to what?
Welcome to Jamrock.
Not welcome. Put your lighters up. But Foxy, in that whole background, Jamaica.
This Praga Benz.
Yeah, and that's so many songs. So I like that she embraced her Jamaican side.
That song she has with Blackstreet.
Did you hear she lost hearing in one of her ears?
Tachawuli.
In one side.
Auntie Bam signing up with Def Jam. Now.
You have an accident. You have an accident. Then fucking up her ear.
I'm signing up with Def Jam, then she lost her hearing. Which is not funny, but it's funny.
Yeah.
So, Lauryn Hill or
the next person go get a jam Lauryn Hill. I don't like Lauryn Hill. You know that.
You don't like Lauryn Hill?
You go take her. Yamuta. That's one. That's a one. But her miseducation overrated. I can't be bothered. I've listened to the album and I like one or two songs.
This
and
is
I
blasphemy. This is musical
blasphemy.
blasphemy.
I've told you very well that I don't like the miseducation. I've always argued with you.
So Lauryn Hill ne
Gogendo Kuyonda ya singer.
Queen Latifah.
Queen Latifah is much better than her, definitely.
Yeah. Oh, you don't know, guy.
No,
this is
I'm
blasphemy.
telling you the truth.
This is musical blasphemy.
You're asking me Zenkwa answers. I don't know about the next man, but I'm telling you from my.
Okay, let me ask you: hard liquor or beer?
Beer.
You've always been a beer guy.
Yeah.
Silk over club? Because this question I Zanga people back in the day. Silk over Angenois?
Silk.
And Silk is a younger hip hop guy.
Whatever they go downstairs, no yambuka kwaka kagundi akambuka kati. Oba noga mulukubo no yinza ko mu ocean nga tebakukiriza kuyingira. The way you actually
wagendanga upstairs basigalanga wansi.
When nayingiranga through upstairs. Why?
Yes.
Na ino kuyingiza someone maybe remember I had membership.
Yes.
So tuyiteri naye ngokirira noberendo ngo ino kulinda performances what people bomala ngo yambuko dayo.
Yes.
That was it.
I mean, that was crazy.
Silk, but definitely Club Silk.
That was crazy. Even just picturing how it used to look.
Was that Deviate or Silk?
Deviate or Silk?
Deviate. Deviate, Shali. Oh man, Deviate was.
Deviate was crazy.
Yeah.
Deviate was crazy. Action or drama?
Action.
Audio book or physical copy?
Audio book. It's cool. Audio book unless it's the author. I don't like the AI thing. I like the author. I enjoyed 50 Cent's book.
Which one? Because I know Hustle Harder over 50
Hustle Harder. The one where he's dissing Lloyd Banks and them, you get how lazy Lloyd Banks.
I don't like how he disses Lloyd Banks.
Lloyd Banks really lazy. He thought he was going to become big. Why? Because he was affiliated to 50.
Nenga he didn't put in extra work.
He didn't put in any extra work. He gave the guy an opportunity to blow up. But this guy, he's more interested in dropping punchlines. Now Mugamba, how are you going to become to a mainstream success? Remember, he already has that. So it's very difficult to listen to. Because you're going to blowing up or chatting or kuba punch.
He
needed a unit. But you see what he disbanded G Unit, so G Unit doesn't exist. It's only the film. That exists.
G Unit films.
He's disbanding other group.
Yes.
Yeah. But yeah.
Will you ever assign artists to GMC?
Will I ever?
Yeah.
No, I don't have the resources, and right now I don't think I even have the time.
The time resource, because time is a resource. The time over
the resources. The resources is taking care of that artist you've signed.
Yeah.
And even then, there's so many talented artists, but the attitude of most hip hop artists, one of Uganda, leaves a lot to be desired.
What do you think is really missing?
What's missing is there's the seriousness. You can't, and then most people's mental mind state tell him Gondi. You dig? There's a lot of mental thingy.
There's no forward movement.
No, mental. Are people are they 100? You know, like, they say everyone are mentally.
But it's 7:30.
7:30 is insane. They're not insane, but they're of a attitude. You see, if I brought somebody here, then come to studio yao. Then mugamba njagala komawo. Nkutaddemu for one day nkomawo. Normally come like at 7 a.m. Then you come back at 7 p.m.
Yeah.
What do you think you'll find the majority of them doing?
They'll be watching stuff on
They'll be on the
Facebook,
internet.
on
Exactly.
internet.
Take up machine, YouTube. Mulimu internet.
LG
status you dig.
So whenever
if you put me here at 7 a.m. no come out 7 p.m.
You have 3 songs.
I need an EP, at least 5 songs.
Yeah.
That's because I never see what is the day.
Because that's what we come from. We come from an era of you have an opportunity of being in studio. You utilize that, and because we write so fast. Most of the songs people hear when I'm being featured on other people's songs.
Yeah.
Actually, sometimes Bagamanga is a disadvantage to me because actually it was Munji was telling me, man, for you just go and freestyle. These guys go back and they rewrite, they revise their verses. When the producer tells me, oh, I want to do an all-star song, I'll be the first to go. I think I'm pandikira, chorus, I go to the club.
I'll tell you one thing.
Right there on the spot. Never know kid.
The attitude of most people.
So many people. I believe you on that because sometimes I hear people DM me and they're like, I want you to sign me to Baboon Forest. And I'm like, oh good. Are you an artist? And yes. What type of artist? I'm a rapper. But I don't have money to go to studio. Once a person tells me that, trust me, I'm just saying this right here. To me, it shows me that you're not a serious person. You don't have the money to go to studio. Can you show me? Because in that data, the data that you've used to send me a DM, you could have freestyled on your phone with voice notes and sent me these voice notes. Or a link goes to the YouTube so that when I ask to see evidence of your talent, you're showing me something. People have data. You can't freestyle on TikTok. To me, it just shows me you're not a serious person. A person who is serious is going to be like, listen to this. What's funny is that every time somebody sends me a link, Nangamba, listen to this joint, I always click and listen. Because I know Uganda's next best superstar might just be buried among all these unserious people who've signed me, but I have not recorded anything. In an era where you have a phone in your hand, tell me serious.
You send me a vocal
freestyle gold in a voice note. I respect that. Nambo yimba not recording.
Individual 10 maybe plus voice clips.
But they can't freestyle.
But also, but they can't give you 16 bars over 8 bars, which is like 30 seconds or something.
Something you can work with,
Then how do you take that person seriously? If you can spend your time on the phone, no, it says or message.
Guy Wangis, I 3310, I couldn't record on it. I had a Nokia 3310, which didn't even have recording. But I think people live in an era where you're lucky enough.
So that's why me as
I don't want to make you feel bad, but he also says it.
As an artist,
but he also says it.
About the next man, because I don't know what. You might have I'm telling you, a guy by the mentor is like, I've dealt with a lot of people. A guy are getting agitated. 1 minute you're talking to them, then when you start arguing with them or
and then there are the people who find me and they're the people who find me and they're like, G.N.L, I'm coming. I'm like, okay. And I've been waiting for some people, but since when? Even somebody told me sometime, he phoned me and then I told him 1 fucking minute. I told him 1 fucking minute. I don't remember this incident. But I think by the time he said it, I recalled Nengambo back Sabrina's the same by yo. When was the last time I had a platform artists were performing?
I think that was Sabrina's. That's the last time we tried to Sabrina's.
Yeah, but what year? What year, if you're to recall?
Like 13.
2013?
Yeah, 13, before you left.
Remember, so 2013 to 2014 to 2015 to 2016 to 2017 to 2018 to 2019 to 2020, 2021, 2022, 2023, 2020, 11 years.
That was the last time that Sabrina's had a...
So 11 years.
They continue, isn't it?
Yeah.
So, that's the thing. That's why when people ask me...
So what does GMC stand for? Sorry.
G the MC.
That's simple.
Lyrical G.N.L.
But the guy has got simplicity is his thing.
Yeah,
GMC. So that's the name of his outfit. Yeah. Please give us the names of your albums in order, chronological. Yeah.
2004, Live from East Africa.
Yes.
2006, Narudi.
Yes.
2007, First and Foremost.
That was
2009, dope. The GMC Project.
Yes.
2010, Simple and Plain.
What?
2012, First and Foremost, Back to Basics. 2013, Grown Man Talk. 2014, Feel Good Music.
Classic.
2019, Jizzy.
Hey.
2023, yeah, 2023, OG. 2025, January the 10th, Black Boy.
January the 10th?
Yeah.
Wait. This is the one that's coming?
Yeah. Black Boy.
So you're dropping in January?
Yeah, on the 10th.
Banangi Barapa flood the market. Lyrical G is coming. But you can have 50 is coming. Flood the market. Yes.
Yeah, so Black Boy, but then color code past 1.5 months.
Why Black Boy? No,
Black Boy, pride, humility.
Yes.
Which are as a black boy, you're proud, but there's humility. Not at all. Kappa apparently has a song.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a Black Boy, I remember. But my album, or my song, even my single Black Boy has nothing to do. I'll play it for you.
It has nothing to do with that. Yeah.
It has nothing to do with whatever, with Kappa's. Because mine is about how far you've come and are you proud of what you've achieved? Where you headed, this and this and this.
Yes.
Because when I hear people say, "Oh, you're a legend,"
so is this your conscious album?
Lyrical
G is producing a conscious album.
You'll tell me.
Just
a few songs next year. Just a few songs of just a few songs of Just Do It. But with that song Black Boy, with the concept of the album, when people say, "Oh, you're a legend," nah, I'm not the legend. The legend's never really deal who the legend is. The legend is Ibro.
Ibro, yeah.
The legend is
But
MC
you're a legend
Afrik.
too, my G.
Mine is no. I told you I'm not. I didn't set out to sing or to rap or whatever. I just happened to drop. You know,
I told you dudes.
Maybe I'm lost.
Guy on Atandi 7 to be a Jay Zimbo. I thought I told you dudes I'm not a rapper.
No. Jay-Z, yeah, rapping. Yeah, to limba.
I thought I told you dudes I'm not. Agambi is a hustler. Agambi is a hustler. Just happens out to rap. But now you a legend who's saying you're not.
So Black Boy was about where it started and where people say he went from underrated, now they're calling him a legend. Because we all start, when you're starting out, people don't take you seriously.
Yeah.
So, the path you carve out for yourself,
yes,
you're determining where you go, you're dictating where you go. So along the way, people will actually understand it and actually, this and this and this. Because I was like underrated, underappreciated, never faded. So you have people who say, "Oh, the guy is a fading artist or whatever." I'm like, no, I was never a fade. I'm just underrated.
Yes.
People up to now, people have.
You think you're an underrated artist?
I'm very underrated. You know why?
Why?
I'm slept on. Like when you slept on, you're
Niggas
underrated.
Are snoozing.
They slept on. It's just a few. It's just a few individuals that will actually acknowledge and recognize my contribution or the skills that I possess in this and this, whatever, on the boards or microphone. However, the other people will tell for the two manyoyo. So underrated, underappreciated, never faded. And that's why I need people to listen to Black Boy.
Yes,
I have very big hopes.
Oh, so you're talking that shit.
I mentioned it, underrated, underappreciated, never faded, was underestimated way back before he made it.
I think
before he broke out,
I think you need to let your nuts hang.
Before he broke out, he was. And I'm not talking about I'm talking in third person.
That's dope. That's really dope.
So the way before he broke out, he was the least anticipated.
Yes.
He went from the bottom, then slowly he elevated.
Yes.
The path he created, Black Boy, illustrated. With back-to-back wins on the stage, he demonstrated. He went from...
that. Underrated.
You dig that, yeah?
I get that.
He went from under what to the most decorated. They went from doing this and this to now they're calling him a legend. Shouts out to every microphone he decimated. I'm just talking about, like, you know, shouts out for every microphone, for every time I was on the stage. For those who mentioned my names and congratulated, instead of player hating, the ones who did this. So I'm like, he's going to live forever. His legacy is cemented, Black Boy. That's why I'm talking Black Boy, but I'm talking about Black Boy, who could be any one of you.
Yes.
So I didn't make
I get that. I get
that myself. You did. Yeah.
So we are definitely looking forward to this project. Anticipation here.
No, you need to listen to the track.
I like that. I like that.
Call the track. And,
yes.
Yeah, but I got the track with me, so yeah, you can listen. I've got the whole album with me, but you need to listen to the thing. And then you need to listen to some of the songs on
Please
there.
load up Chana Chiwala. We need to finish this session. Negundi. Chana Chiwala, please look it up.
Oh, you got Chana Chiwala?
I take what it's my request. It's my request. It's my best lyrical G song.
Chana Chiwala liwadala. Za sidi kumala kuvankwa kala. Kwenye zobla ubadde bwedaga. Bunamye kozo. Nobo bunamye lago.
Yes.
Yeah, man.
I really like that, man.
It was dope, man.
I really like that.
That's a song for Maxwell. You know that was Maxwell?
That was Maxwell.
Wherever, whatever, wherever. Listen, baby, dun, dun, dun,
Hey. Beautiful, man.
Baby, the slow version.
What is Zanga Ascension now? Ascension.
Ascension.
Doesn't he have a song called Ascension? Or
yeah. Ascension. Was that an album even?
I think it was a song. What's your best Maxwell song? Choose the Mobidala. I tell this woman's work.
Is that new? Because I know he's got like 2 albums or something.
This woman's work. You're one guy who are Mokomera.
Woman's work, but I prefer D'Angelo to the.
Oh, it's okay. This
I also like
D'Angelo.
Okay, Fortunate. Yeah,
D'Angelo ne Maxwell. Who do you take?
D'Angelo.
Maxwell or Talib? Most Def or Talib Kweli?
I'll drink. I mean, they're both what black stuff, and I can't. Everyone compliments the other, and they're almost the same. They're both teachers, and they're both highly educated and intelligent individuals.
Yes. Chanachiwala, why didn't you put that song up, my G? Together, we're going to find him.
Music tebagaba sente bagamba bugamba bakuzanya buzanye ku party. Umuyirayo oluyimba lwe mu luzanyo.
Yeah, but that song is amazing. I don't even know where to go with this, but I know we always have so much to talk about.
Yeah.
We are honored that you came to the forest. Wali Badeko Waneno for, I think last time we showed you was night at the forest where we had performers performing. I think we should create more platforms where artists meet and perform and appreciate each other. Yeah. And brother to brother, I appreciate you. We have a lot of history together.
We have a lot, man.
A lot.
Like you said, we could spend the entire.
We could spend the whole entire
period you're in Uganda for, in case you don't run away again.
Yeah. Oh, by the way, let me ask you. So, Asia, South Africa, London, Uganda.
Yeah,
because you've lived in all these places, or visiting there.
But then man, I always the times when I almost cried when I wanted to come back here.
Yes.
Man, home is. I'm a home person. I don't.
Yes.
I could go and visit, but I cannot spend so long in a place. If I do, I get homesick.
Yes.
So when I went to SA, it was nice because it was only for a short time.
Yes.
When I went to the UK, it was very rough. It was cold, and I wanted to come back because of the cold. I wasn't used to it. When I went to UAE, I spent 2 years there, and it was the hottest time of my life. To a point that I got ill from just being hot. I just became sick, and I was like, no.
Yes.
That's why I discontinued my stay there and came back.
Yes.
So Uganda is it for me.
Home is best life for Mr. Africa, ladies and gentlemen. Lyrical G.
Yes, sir.
And we're looking forward to Black Boy dropping January. This is a place where we celebrate you. Webale nyoku jamuganda wange. Enjoy. Baboon Forest Network. Wano. Yes. Any message? It's message you send by for the people.
The people.
Yeah.
Man, stay grounded. stay humble, and just have fun.
Hey.
Just have fun. That's the only thing. You stay humble and just be grounded and just enjoy your stay, your life. Enjoy yourself here, because your stay on earth is not guaranteed. You can't be here forever. But as long as you're here, just make sure you do the best that you can, and make sure you go through this life the best way. Be the best version of yourself. Other than that,
Lyrical G, ladies and gentlemen. Follow him on all socials. Glad to have you here. GMC. Look for the music online. YouTube, Facebook, munonye ku WhatsApp. Ne phone number ye bobo jagala eri enkadde. Jeri mukayimba.
077 47 20 35. Be the digits. Page me. And
we should update it on Black Boy. Ladies and gentlemen, boy G.N.L, Lyrical G.
Yeah, for sure, man.